And we are live Friday night on the 98 Arm Wrestling FTG Friday Night Live. Ray Romanowski joining us.
What's up, everybody?
Tonight's episode, we're going to have a bunch of newcomers coming on. Cody Wood might join us after. I've sent the link out. We're going to see who joins. And we're going to interview these new beasts that are making waves in the sport. And hopefully, with our new merge with Arm Gods, we'll be able to get some of these guys on some Arm Gods cards, some 98 tournaments. You know, sometimes we do some pre-tournament super matches, things like that. So really just trying to create more opportunities for these up and comers.
And get their names out. They're new. They're arm wrestlers. They're not new to the game, but new to the show.
Yeah.
And kicking some butt.
People are starting to recognize their names because they're kicking ass and winning certain things. Like some of these guys did really good at Arnold's. You know, some of these guys did really good at IFA Nationals. So, you know, we think guys like that deserve a spotlight, and that is what 98 was really designed for, was to put a spotlight on those kinds of guys coming up in the sport.
Yep. Well deserved, some of these guys, for sure.
So hopefully those guys will start to join. We'll see. I sent the link out. Other than that, what else is going on in the community lately?
Well, we got some events coming up. We got one tomorrow. We got one tomorrow, actually.
White Wolf in the house.
Steve Fernandez's. That's tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's tomorrow, but there's some good matches with that. Some guys on that as well. You know, there's some good guys. You know, Ed Cruz is up there.
Ooh, gotta love it.
You know, man, there's so many matches on that one. Like some good guys up here on the East Coast for sure. You know, so many to talk about. I feel bad. I'm actually going to ref it tomorrow, but I wish I had the lineup.
Oh, you came on not ready to talk about.
I know.
Jesus.
I don't. Yeah.
I'm new. I'm never ready.
I wish I had the lineup.
You know, we're going to ask these youngsters some hard questions.
Yep. You know, maybe some of these guys
centers. If so, fuck that guy.
Maybe some of these guys coming on tonight will be we'll be ready for maybe be on Sean's garage thing, that they're doing.
Queenslanders and Bowen hugged it out. Yeah, they did. I saw that. Renaissance Builder, what's up, chumps? Queenslander. Fuck that guy from Australia. I love it. Fuck that guy. Is too early. Never too early for an FTG White Wolf.
No, never too early.
Sue Fisher's in the house. David Marr. Nice. So hopefully, let me see. Let me check my Facebook. Make sure all these guys can get on. Yeah, they should start coming on. But here we go. We got Asher in the house.
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Hear a lot about this guy.
Oh yeah?
That's awesome, man.
Uh-oh, what'd you hear?
People are recommending us to have you on.
Good things in the arm wrestling community.
Good.
Good things. A young buck like yourself, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, just 17.
Kicking ass. It's awesome, dude.
17, dude.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Feels illegal to hang out with you. You might have to watch what we say on the podcast.
Need a permission slip for this one.
Bryce Meadows in the house. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Dude, we got all these youngsters on tonight. We're going to have to behave.
Yeah, you got to watch your language. Too young.
Dude, usually we're talking about semen retention, all kinds of weird shit.
Oh, no.
Now we got to be careful with you fellas on.
Listen, I practice with Cody Merritt. I promise you there's nothing that you could say that I haven't already heard.
Yeah.
Where's he out of? The West Side, Texas or something?
Cody?
Yeah.
Oh, he's Utah.
Utah. God dang, he's up. Dang, I didn't think he's that high up.
We got to have your parents sign a permission slip for you guys to be on here.
Yeah.
You know who was just a few weeks ago was practicing with Cody? Was Andy Luca? Yep.
Oh yeah. Where did he go out their way?
Yeah, he drives truck driver, and I guess he was going through the area and stopped by Cody's for a practice.
Oh, is he a taller, skinnier guy?
Yep. Andy, yeah. Romanian. Yeah, he's from I forget the name of the country. Moldova.
Yeah. I pulled him too.
Yeah. I trained with him a lot. He lives pretty close to me, a couple blocks over.
Yeah, he's got a strong low hand.
Yeah.
He's got a strong low hand. Is that that over the top South Korean champion? Oh my gosh.
Beau Horner in the house.
What up?
What's up?
Uh-oh, the big guy's here.
What's up, fellas? How are y'all?
What's up? Congratulations on the wins, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Thank you. It was a great time.
It's awesome. What who else we waiting
probably
for?
One of the most dangerous 180s, 190s on that east side. It's crazy, honestly.
Do what?
Will you guys be at the May 17th VAL thing?
Oh yeah. I don't miss them. I love them, man.
I will not be, unfortunately. My sister's graduating that day, so I don't get to make it.
Yeah.
Logan might be joining us. Logan Bittinger, and then Cody Wood's coming on later.
Oh, is Cody Wood actually?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think he's going to wash his hair and then come on.
So it's going to take him 35 minutes. 35 minutes for him to get on.
And he comes on with a short haircut.
Okay.
Takes away all his power.
The bald Devin style.
So, all right, let's just get this started then. What's next for you guys? Like, you guys are competing at tournaments, doing super matches, things like that. So, what's the end goal? Like, are you guys trying to level up to get into that 2% level in the future, or what are you guys thinking? What's your aim?
Top 20, most definitely. That's like everybody's aim that I know of. That's pretty hungry and elite, man. We all want that top 20. Me and Beau have talked about it forever, and he actually got it now, which is nuts.
I know. Fuck that guy.
So, fuck Beau, yeah. I'm over here sitting here struggling, trying to get it, but that's just my goal at least.
You guys are all young. You got so much time. Like, I feel like me and Ray are old compared to you guys. Damn. That's awesome, though, to get into the sport that young, because you guys have a huge future ahead of you guys.
I mean, how old are you, Bryce?
21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been pulling for about 16 months. I started when I was 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think I'm coming up to the 2-year mark, too.
The 2-year mark's elite, man. It's when you really start having fun.
I know. I'm having fun.
Scott Evans said, Asher fan right here.
Scott's a funny guy.
But yeah.
Scott, I love Scott. He's real strong.
Yeah, that was definitely the goal, though, making top 20, and I just hit that one, luckily. And then, so now, I guess I'd like to do some super matches with some guys that are in the top 20 in the hook rankings, because I'm ranked for the arm fighters, but I'd like to get a crack at like number 19 or number 20 just to get on that list.
Call him out.
I think me and Eduardo Tiete, I think he's like number 19 or 18, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
I'd like to get a match with him.
He's a beast too, yeah.
He is a beast. I'd love to have a match with him though sometime.
I always see him at the Knuckles Up.
Yeah.
Cody Wood in the house.
He's always
shit.
Oh shoot!
I gotta run now.
Cody, I told everyone you had to wash your hair first before coming on, and they were like, "Oh, he's not going to be on for hours then." What's up, buddy?
Not much. Long day.
I bet. Got to keep up with all the work you're doing.
Well, All the hard work.
But so we just asked these guys, like, these guys are all, everybody hears that, like up and comers and stuff, and you just had a major match. So how was the transition going from like, trying to get to that point, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get offered a match on like East versus West, or that level?
I wish I'd have had more notice, because I only had about 3 weeks notice, so I was kind of like in my build back, and then it was just like bam, smack to the face. So all my competitions have been like back to back to back. So it was definitely a lot on the body, all that back to back to back.
Yeah, because you just did Knuckles Up not that long ago either.
Yeah, and then a month before that, I'd had the Great American Bash.
Yeah.
So it's been just constant smack to the face from the cutting and competition.
Yeah. How was it at East versus West? Were you nervous, like on the big stage, or?
It was when I walked in and saw just how amazing the venue was. That was like the coolest thing ever. When I saw the stage, I was like, "Wow, this is legit."
That's awesome.
The venue was insane.
It was
look crazy.
It looked
in person. It was like, what the heck?
Yeah,
that's great though.
Cody, did you honestly think that your bicep with Joseph's was like in the same realm? Honestly, I thought it was going to be a one-sided show with you. I thought you was going to clean house, just from what I felt. And it shocked me that Joseph had the stability in the elbow and just the monstrous bicep he had to keep up with you in there. So, what do you think about that?
It was impressive. I didn't expect his hook to be that strong. I think that if my hand wouldn't get pumped, that I would have done the same thing the third round that I did the first 2 rounds. But unfortunately, so I did diagnose that issue on why I did get so pumped. I started creatine for the first time in my life a month before, and then it takes 2 weeks for creatine to like metabolize in your body. Right. And then so I never felt what it was like when it was actually metabolized. So then by the time I'm feeling the effects, I'm already stopped arm wrestling. Right. So then when I get to because usually I stop arm wrestling 2 weeks, so 1.5 weeks out. So by the time I actually feel the effects of creatine, I don't get to feel what it's like in the hand and the effects of it. And so then after I water cut and then water load back up, I got pumped like I've never gotten pumped. Because typically I can arm wrestle all day, no problem. And I got pumped like I've never been pumped before in my entire life. Like I was just mind blown at what happened.
How in the world do you pull a water cut off? Probably 10 pounds plus. How do you pull that off on creatine? That's mind blowing to me. Like if I take it for 2-3 weeks, bro, I'll go from 228, 225. I'll be 240.
It made it a lot harder to cut. That's for sure. I mean, the end of my water load, I was heavier than I am right now. I mean, the end of my water load, I was like 172, and typically if I'm mid water load, I'm all the way down to like 160.
Yeah. And so you still going to use it?
No, I'm never touching creatine again. Screw that.
Yeah, that sounds
never
like
a kid.
I just use it. Awesome. What'd you say?
Asked him if he was going to use it, continue to use the creatine. What?
So from getting that pump, did that fatigue you faster than usual?
After I got the hand pump, I mean, I couldn't use any pronation after that. Like it was because the goal every round was to just high hook pronation. But then after I got so much thumb and hand pump, I couldn't pronate through my thumb anymore. And then it was just palm up, trying to stay alive and fight what I had left.
That was your game plan?
Yeah, just high hook to the pad. That way it keeps him chasing. Because I knew that he was going to try to flop press. I've seen all of his stuff. I knew he was going to try to flop press. And so the goal was just to keep him chasing the whole time and never actually fold his wrist.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I neglected to train my pronation from here to here. And I only trained it like from here to there. And looking back, it was a mistake not training all the way to there to take a hand in the straps.
Now, on that third and fourth round, I think it was one of the two where it was going to be a 3-0 for you. I think it was out of the strap or in the strap, whatever. The way he contained and brought you in, there was a monstrous elbow foul off that front, which was missed. And I know for a fact, because I'm a hooker, I want every inch off the front of the pad I can, get to be able to contain all that back pressure and all that space. So, did you kind of feel like you wouldn't have got that without the extra 3 inches, or what do you feel about that?
That one's not the elbow foul that really made me butthurt. The one that made me butthurt is the very last round. He had a foul and a warning. And his last surge before I intentionally elbow fouled in a losing position, which gave him the win, he actually elbow fouled in his hit, and they didn't catch it. And I was saying, like, I was trying to tell them my elbow foul was, I mean, I had about that much space before the peg, so it shouldn't have been an elbow foul in a losing position, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it should have been a reset. If they would have went back and watched the replay, they would have saw his elbow foul. And
now, did you have a chance to contest any calls or anything?
No,
or
honestly,
straight up,
I was not happy with the reffing at all. Because I kept
telling them, reffing makes a world of a difference. You know,
I kept telling them, "Hey, I'm allotted one straps with the space," and they kept putting us like that every time. And I mean, when you're fighting a hooker, you want to be as far away as possible, and they never gave me more than like that distance.
Who the hell?
I heard you complaining about the wrist injuries too.
Let's get these refs on here right now.
Yeah, they kept breaking my riser down, and because of my wrist injuries, my wrist has very little range of motion, like compared to my left.
I did hear you say something to the one.
Yeah, and they were just like, "No, you're not that fragile," and I'm like, "No, it legitimately hurts because I've had a lot of wrist injuries. Like my wrist is still not 100% from the last wrist injury, so I don't want people screwing with it more."
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy sometimes when you get, different levels of refs on how strict they are and what they'll let go and what they'll do. Like I've had refs pull my hand down like that, and then I went to adjust my elbow to bring it back down so that I could keep my wrist straight, and they fouled me. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like you can't win, dude. It's crazy. But I got to say, like your opponent, he had a hell of a match with Palco at King of the Table. So I was excited to see this match after seeing your battle at Knuckles Up. I'm like, this is going to be really good.
What blows my mind away is I felt both of them. I felt Cody up at the high five, and it was a little bit of gap in between, so stuff may have changed with me at least. But the hook power between him and Palco, to me, in my head and what I felt, isn't even close. So for Palco to be able to stop Joseph in a hook, my science was like, oh hell, Cody's gonna be in a hook. He's safe there too if he's not low handing or high hooking. So it really blew my mind away seeing raw power like that Joseph brought in at the end of the day. It was crazy.
I really wish that I would have hook drived on one of those rounds, because you see the one round out of the straps. I pressed his hand down. I got the elbow foul. I went to press again because I was hoping for just like a quick lucky pin, like rotate the shoulder, press down, match over. I wish that I'd have just hook drive and get ready to sink in for a war. Because I'm not very good at a press, but I have it as a backup. So when he pulled me outside my press, it was like, now I'm just on the bicep. But if I had a shot shoulder here, it's a lot harder to pull you outside of a shoulder when you hook drive versus when you press. So I really wish I'd have shot that.
Any good puller would have noticed that your pronation was just tanked after you got caught in the hook, because every single time he was more of a palm up defensive hook than he was, keeping your pronation. So I see what you're saying about your pronation getting gas kind of costing the match, because they could have changed it. I don't know. I think it could have, but
I really wish I'd had that reset when I elbow fouled at the end, because he couldn't pin me that last round. So I was like, man, if I could get one more elbow foul, maybe I can change something up, and
dude, I loved it.
Logan said he'll be on soon.
Logan said he's got to go to his computer because his phone screen can't fit him in there. It's too massive.
No.
Yeah, after that match, I've changed basically everything in my training. Like, just seeing how, because I didn't feel like I was any weaker than him. It was the fact that his lock is here and my lock is here, and so now I want to make my lock here, because it just takes away everything from the other person when you have a lock that tight.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm going to try to get my lock more up here so I can combat that.
I totally agree.
Do you think between you doing the Great American Bash, King of the Table, do you think those are the things that got you noticed by East versus West, where they were like, okay, we want to get him on East versus West?
If you want my real opinion, I think what got me noticed at East versus West was me saying that Knuckles Up didn't pay me.
Interesting.
Because the next day, Because the next day, Ingen messaged me. I made the video, and the very next day, Ingen messaged me. So if you want my honest opinion, I believe that the whole reason I even got invited was because of that.
Knuckles Up paid me, damn it.
Do you feel like Ingen did that to be like, fuck you to Knuckles Up?
I could see that.
Definitely. Potentially.
This sport's crazy like that.
Yeah.
He can say all day that he didn't.
An opportunity is an opportunity, huh? It sucks that you feel that way, though, because to me, you'd probably prefer that it was based on other things rather than just that. Or
yeah, I feel like a DEI hire. Not gonna lie.
3 weeks out, they're like, "Hey, buddy, we saw your post about that. Yeah. We really want to piss those guys off. Can you hop in?" I think you've earned it, though, dude. Honestly, I mean, you did great at the Great American Bash, and then Knuckles Up, you crushed it there. So, I mean, you other guys that see this, like, do you guys base what you do in arm wrestling on, like, what can help your career go in arm wrestling go to a certain point? Like, are you picking and choosing where you guys compete and what super matches you're doing?
100%. If you care about it and you actually want to be on East versus West, and I'm sure Cody can say this because he's the only one that has been, you 100% pick and choose. You don't really, I mean, for me, I don't care about the money because I've had a bunch of guys ask me for matches with $200, $300 that in my head, I think it's an easy day. But if I lose to them, there goes a lot of, what I've built. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying I'm scared. I'm just saying I nitpick and try to do what's best for my future. Like with me pulling Robbie up in June, me pulling Landon Anderson in August. Those are matches that are like super high level to me. And hopefully
make a difference.
It'll hopefully get me to the point where I'm like, oh, okay,
just so you guys know, just from coming on this podcast, you're all probably banned from East versus West.
Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure.
No.
You're definitely banned from WSA.
Hold on, guys. I got to take this phone call. I'll be right back.
No problem.
I mean, that's Ingen calling.
That's Ingen. He's like, get the fuck
hey, you
off
motherfucker. I see you
get off their podcast. No. Actually, East versus West actually asked us if we would start promoting them. So,
heck yeah.
That whole Ingen beef thing got kind of squashed once Baxter got involved. Well, nice. Because Ingen thought that 98% meant that we're claiming that we represent 98% of the sport and that he only represents 2%. So he didn't realize that what we actually mean is the 2%ers are like the elite guys in the sport, and the rest of us trying to get there are the other 98%. And he just did not understand our concept. So he thought we were kind of like insulting him. And then finally, like Bob Brown, Robert Baxter kind of took him aside and tried to explain it to him to calm him down. Because
98 was way before East versus West.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, in America.
Before King of the Table, But regardless, everybody, everybody should work together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Benefits, like guys like yourselves, it shouldn't be, banned from here, banned from there, but it makes sense to make the right choices, though. It does, for real. Like Bryce was saying, it makes sense to
you got to really think about, like Beau Horner skipping out on Winter Blast like a scumbag, and then going to IFA Nationals instead. No, I told
so
Beau,
that's why you brought me on.
I totally understand that move because that got you a national title.
Yeah.
So to me,
it's better than a dragon for sure.
I don't know, dude.
I wouldn't go that far, but
yeah.
Them dragons are sick.
I totally get it because even though Winter Blast is the biggest tournament in the country, it's not a national title. Even though it's like a national level event, like we can't call it a nationals. So to get that national title, I understand like that's like an accomplishment for you to add to your arm wrestling resume. You know.
Hey Ryan, you don't know who won the 220s at Winter Blast, do you?
Oh, not off the top of my head, but when Dave Shell joins us later, he can look it up.
I know
remember who it is. I can't think off the top of my head.
I can't. Yeah, I didn't even get to watch one match, dude. I was running around.
Yeah.
Kevin Kaler didn't compete in the actual competition, did he? He only did the super match?
Correct.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Kevin would have won it.
Yeah, he would have won it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Work call.
Nailed his super match.
Yeah. That dude is something else.
Kevin's too humble. He's too humble. He's got to.
Yeah.
He's got to get out there.
I wish he would. I wish he would try to get out there more.
You feel really good, and I'm like, can't even budge him past center, and he's like, oh, dude, you're feeling really good. Wham, wham.
Yeah, dude. He says that to me like, you feel real strong, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Yeah. I know you're lying now, dude.
But yeah, to answer Candy Passmore's question from earlier.
Oh yeah, let me put that back up.
Right now,
oops, that's wrong. Jesus. Candy. Where is that? Here we go. How much is Cody owed, like right now, from all he has pulled and win and not paid?
Right now, Beast Mode Arm Wrestling is the only one that still owes me money.
Gotcha.
So they still owe me $800.
Boo.
Yeah, Boo is correct.
They owe some of the athletes upwards of $2,000. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys get paid?
Yeah.
That's freaking crazy, dude.
I believe James Foss won left and right-handed in his class, and I believe he's owed over $2,000.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Yeah, he is. We talked about that at the high five when we was weighing in.
Yeah, so those guys still need the heat on them, so they'll actually pay instead of just talking about it.
Yeah.
So Bryce and Beau, like Arnold's, what do you think?
It was awesome.
How about your experience?
Awesome. West Virginia, for real.
Yeah. West Virginia as a whole did real good. We all talked about it. I had a great time. It was a phenomenal experience. Honestly, all you guys that was reffing, all you guys did a very good job.
I agree.
The only part that kind of sucked was how tight everything was, but I understand that, you can't be on the big stage the entire time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
People at the Arnolds don't want to watch arm wrestling for 6 hours, 8 hours. And I would, but the normal people
not the normal person going there. Yeah,
but I thought the event as a whole did a great job, especially like when we got to go up on the big stage. You felt like a legit professional athlete.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll say this much: I felt like a man when I got up there. Until awesome. Andre showed me what a real man is, and then I went back to being a kid.
I like that they didn't try to single any of you out, and they just had you all as name.
Yeah,
that was great.
Dude, when I saw the first name one, and then all of a sudden another one and another one, I was like, since I order shirts a lot, I knew exactly what happened. I was like, oh, that sucks, dude. What a fucking huge mess up.
Yeah, I didn't like that because I wanted them shirts.
I feel like I would have been like, guys, just wear whatever shirts you got, because a lot of guys probably had their team shirts and shirts with their names on the back.
Yeah.
But that's unfortunate that happened. That was.
They said, "All right, guys, we're all one big happy family here, right?" And we all were like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's why we all have the same last name." It's like, oh, all right.
That's funny.
I was wondering if you guys would be able to get like in that same mindset given the tight space the first day of competing.
Was different, to be honest.
And as cold as it was in the venue when y'all were competing, like that had to have been hard to like warm up enough to actually be able to compete.
Saturday was cruised. It was so bad, dude. We got in there and
it was cold.
It felt like it was 60 degrees.
And also, me personally, I don't like standing the entire day before I compete. I like to be able to sit down and relax. And luckily, I was close enough to a chair that was just happened to be there, so I sat down as much as I could. But it got taken the second I stand up.
Yeah,
I don't
fold it up and carry it with you.
But yeah, I thought the competition for what we had, it was very good, in my opinion. I thoroughly enjoyed being with the Knuckles Up crew. They all treated me very well.
Yeah,
same here. Yeah, I heard next year they're supposed to get like a bigger section. They were saying, something like I remember they're saying something the size of the animal exhibit.
Nice,
something big like that.
Do you guys feel, from all the controversy and then the problems with the payments, do you think it'll be easy for them to bounce back from that, or it's going to be difficult?
I think they'll still be able to bounce back.
I think I've got such a small name in the sport and such a small name overall that not enough people to affect them really saw what I posted for it to matter.
I don't know, dude. The entire community was talking about that everywhere.
Yeah,
I think a lot more people than you think saw that because, I mean, I had promoters from all across the country calling me, asking me about it. I guess just because I'm near Knuckles Up and, you know, up here in the Northeast. So people were asking about it and asking questions. So definitely a lot of people know about it.
Yeah, I hope they make it back. I hope they continue to do, kick-ass events like they do.
Yeah, I do too. I just hope they're more transparent because I know some of the athletes still aren't paid, and I wish they'd come out and be like, "Hey, this was the issue. This is what happened. It won't happen again. We're going to work on getting our athletes paid sooner, and there won't be any controversy in the future." If they did that, I don't think there'd be any issue.
You just nailed. That's the main problem. I think a lot of the athletes and the general public had was that there was no transparency post to the public explaining everything.
Yeah,
and they're still not. I can't believe they still haven't came forward and said something at any point.
Cody, was any money involved in East versus West?
Yes, and I have been paid.
Okay, was you paid before you pulled or after?
After. I was paid about a week after or so.
Okay, I got you.
I know some
so
of the
they was spot on
with
the
athletes were paid before, if I'm not mistaken, but I was paid after.
Yeah, Arm Gods paid a bunch of guys before just because of all the controversy going on. They're like, let's fucking get ahead of this and leave no question. And they were like, they paid everyone the week before, half of their payment.
That's pretty good.
But I mean, when things like that happen, that's kind of what happens is other promoters start to look at it like, okay, we don't want to make these same mistakes or whatever. And now Knuckles Up, I've talked to them and they're very aware that now in the future, they're probably going to have to pay everything in advance. So not only do they got to come up with the money to pay everyone that they haven't yet, they also have to come up with the money to pay everyone in advance for the next one, or people probably won't come,
I mean, in my opinion, you should if you're going to put on an event, you should already have all that money put to the side for a worst case scenario.
Yeah.
If you get a quarter of the views that you think or the quarter of the money that you think you're going to get, you should already have the money put aside ready to pay the athletes, or you shouldn't put on the event to begin with, in my opinion.
And I think they know that was their big mistake because that's kind of I've had conversations with them and I mean, we've seen other promoters do it, where they thought they were going to get enough money in entries to pay everyone and they didn't. But yeah, you should never count on entries because even Winter Blast, it's huge. But say there was a snowstorm and we get half the entries. If I was depending on those entries to pay something, we'd be screwed.
Yeah.
So, if we're going to do cash payouts or promise any money or reimbursements and stuff, I base it on what cash I have in my hand from sponsors, and I don't count. I base the entry fees. That's to pay your refs, things like that it'll cover. But yeah, for anything like paying people extra or money on matches or anything like that, or flights, hotels, I don't promise anything unless I have the money in my hand to pay them. Now, Knuckles Up, they were basing it off of, data from their pay-per-views and stuff. The first one was this, the second one was this, and they kept gradually growing. So they were basing it off that, and then, I guess with either they got hacked or whatever happened, and that crushed what they thought they were going to get, which was a huge blow to them. But their mistake was depending on that money.
Yeah, it's still all new. What's the base pay? You know what I mean? Where do these figures come from that you're going to pay somebody?
Yeah.
My problem with it is if I was working for a company like Chick-fil-A,
what's your worth?
Let's just say Chick-fil-A, and the boss is like, yeah, sorry, we're running a little low on funds, so we'll get you paid 3 months down the line. That would not work for any employee.
No.
So I mean,
yeah,
that's my thought process behind it.
Just for tournaments alone, the easy way to avoid all of this mess is just go off percentage, man. just go off of percentage of entries. That's all it is.
Would you be more comfortable with signing like a contract? I know, that doesn't seal the deal getting paid, but it's still, I don't know what you would do with it. What are you going to do? Take them to small claims court? You know what I mean?
I've thought about that, and there's just not enough money in the sport for a contract to even matter. I mean, if you got $2,000-$3,000, it's not going to cover the lawyers to get your money back.
Yeah. It's not even worth it.
It's more just like a paper trail.
Exactly. If Armwrestling got big enough to where we're getting $100,000 payouts and $50,000 payouts, then maybe.
We've had some people screw us on money, and to me, I'm just like, well, that was a valuable lesson learned, and now I know what that person's about. And see you later. I hope I hope $1,000 or whatever it is was worth us never working with you again. That's kind of how I look at it. Because really, there's not much you can do now. I mean, although the word spreads, the community talks about it, and then all of a sudden, people aren't working with that person.
That's the thing, dude. The community's so small. Like you just thought right there, Cody. You said your name's not that big. That video got to a lot more people in the community than you realized. Yeah. Just because our community is so small. For God's sake, the LeBron James of our time is Devin Larratt, and a whole bunch of people have met him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how small our community is. You can arm wrestle with the GOAT, the greatest of all time, and you can go up to the table and arm wrestle this guy, and you could be amateur first time in a competition ever.
And you could do it.
Wait, are you saying Devin is the greatest of all time?
No, I said the GOAT as in John, and then I said LeBron James as in Devin.
Okay.
No.
I was about to have to disagree with
Clip
you.
it.
I think you meant to say Levon. I'm pretty sure that's what he would say.
Okay.
I think Levon's the strongest of all time, but I don't think he'll have the longevity to ever be the greatest of all time.
No.
He's
definitely the strongest of all time.
I view it as peak, man. I mean, you just put the 2 and 2 together. Whichever one comes out on top's the best. I think, at least.
Do you think LeBron is better than John?
I think there's no form of John that would stand against this one.
No. But
it's different eras.
It's just different.
And
it just depends on what your definition of greatness is. In my opinion, the longevity and just the accolades stand for greatness. But I mean, obviously, we're in a different era now where the training's different, the drugs are different, everything.
Every athlete nowadays is 10 times the athlete the 90s and the 80s and the 70s was, and that's just every single sport ever. That's just how it works.
Yeah,
it's evolving.
No matter what you do, there's going to be a GOAT coming in.
Yeah,
this is also a rare sport where you run into people still arm wrestling in their 70s. You don't see someone still playing basketball at 70 on a court in competition.
LeBron maybe.
Well, in competition, it's more rare. Arm wrestling, there's a lot of fucking 70-year-olds out there still arm wrestling.
Yeah,
good too.
Junior.
What's up, Logan?
What's going on, everybody?
How you doing? We're just talking arm wrestling, for once on this podcast instead of talking about semen retention. Anyway,
he was talking about Nunya, Logan. He said Nunya was going to meet you somewhere or something.
Oh yeah, he's going to beat the piss out of you at Keystone.
That would beat the fuck out of that guy.
You know what the best way to deal with those guys is to just not fucking engage with them. Because we used to let those idiots on this podcast.
It was the weirdest experience I've ever witnessed in my life. That guy's a straight crackhead. Nothing he says makes sense. And, he's a bullshitter. I don't even know what to say. That guy's a fucking loser.
Hey, Ryan, I got a question. Do you think you'd ever throw a round robin for each weight class in one monster place, like Winter Plast? Just one monster round robin, 98s, the 220s, 242s. Think you could ever pull that off?
I mean, we could. I think we could, but the question is, do we want to? After seeing that fucking disaster, it's
it'd have to be an invitational with a certain amount of
the word round robin. I'm like,
in each class.
I would like to see somebody take up the round robins again.
Yeah, invite only.
I love the events. Yeah, definitely. But I loved the round robins. I think they were.
He's trying to tell people that he owns the rights to anything that's a round robin. I'm like, yeah, okay. But I mean, Mikey Oliva from Florida's talked about taking it over. He actually offered to do it for the women's one that's going on right now. Nobody took him up on it, but he was like, hey, I don't want you guys to lose all your flights and hotels, so I'll go there and throw it at the same venue. And that way there's no issues with the money, this and that. But I guess the girls kind of figured it out on their own. But I got to say this, like, it irritates me slightly because I feel like if the girls match was first and they got screwed all that money out of all that money, I don't think the guys would go do it. I think the guys would have been like, fuck that guy. We're backing up the girls.
But if you don't pay the girls, you definitely need to pay the guys.
Well, I think because a lot of the girls that arm wrestle have a boyfriend or husband that got them into it. Not all the time, but a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And you start scamming dudes, ladies out of money. It's a good way to get your ass beat. Like, it's a one thing to scam like the guys out of money, but if you start scamming their ladies out of money, that's a good way to get your.
Yeah, because I feel like, you scam the guys. Like, yeah, it sucks, and you shouldn't fuck over arm wrestlers, but guys can kind of take care of themselves in the situation. You start screwing over the women, and I feel like every male arm wrestler would have came down there and been like, dude, what are you doing? So I don't know. In a way, I feel like the girls kind of don't have a choice because they would have lost if they didn't follow through with this. They would have lost all their flights that they booked and hotels in advance. So there was a lot for them to lose to not do this. But on the other hand, it sucks that they have to go through with it and support yet another event when he still hasn't paid off the last one.
The professor's here with my 220 answers.
Happy birthday. Should we sing happy birthday to Dave?
That's okay. Not necessarily. But I have been listening while I've been out delivering tax returns. And what do you want me to look up?
So, Winter Blast, who won left and right 220s?
Left or right 220 Pro Winter Blast. Okay. I'll tell you what, you can find the same thing. All I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to the Facebook, the Aries page on Facebook, and that's where all the brackets are there, but I will do it. But you
can
do the same thing.
199 super chat from Dave Shubich. Happy birthday, Dave Shell. You'll outlive us all.
Yeah.
That is quite
Dave,
possible.
Happy birthday, buddy.
That is quite possible.
Yeah, birthday.
No kidding. Happy birthday.
The big 37, Dave. Can't believe you made it.
Dave, how many arm wrestlers in arm wrestling are older than you? There can't be that many.
Oh, no. Well, at least, there's at least a half dozen I can name.
Wow, half dozen.
Bill Christmas is 2 years older than I am. Norm Devio is, is still pulling at like 84.
Damn.
The new guy, Ash Bassford, we have an Asher at the other end of the age scale. Ash Bassford is 74. He just started 4 years ago. He's the only person I've ever met that started older than me. Crazy George might be older than me. And who else?
Adam Gerbert's around that age.
But
he's 77.
Yeah. Oh, he's 77. Okay.
And trying to think who all else.
What about Fisher?
Who?
Fisher, is he in his 60s or 70s?
I don't think Alan Fisher is 74. But I know I'm forgetting one or two right now. But
there's an older fellow from Georgia that does the power pull. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. That's I believe he's in his 80s.
That's crazy.
We got some questions for Asher here. How much time are you putting in for arm wrestling?
At the IFA Nationals, Stu Levin, who's 80, he did well. He placed. But there's a couple in their 80s. But Stu Levin was there. Usually, unless Milt or unless I'm somewhere in New England and Norm's there or Milt Chris was there, I'm usually the oldest person in the room.
I'm usually the youngest.
Yeah, you definitely.
Well, the chat's blowing up about Asher, so let
a lot of 15-year-olds, 16.
We got to watch what we say around him on this podcast.
There's a lot of fans of Asher in the chat here. Let's give him some screen time here.
Yeah, Asher,
all yours.
How much time are you putting into arm wrestling from Jim Mancini?
Well, I'm still balancing it with school and singing and all sorts of stuff. So
singing,
yeah.
Can you sing Dave Happy Birthday? I'm kidding. Continue.
I was going to ask the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love arm wrestling, but I'm also a theater kid, and
that's awesome.
But people were asking me how old I am, and someone responded said I'm 27. I'm not 27.
Someone said you're an Auden Laird lookalike.
Auden? Oh, don't! That's so offensive.
Don't say that to him.
You're wanting 220 from Winter Blast, right? Not IFA.
Yes.
Winter Blast.
Winter Blast.
All right.
But yeah, I practice every week at Cody Merritt's house, and
Are you in Utah?
Yeah.
I'll be out there mid-May.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh,
that's awesome.
I don't know if you ride any dirt bikes or know anybody that rides any dirt bikes, but I'm gonna go out there. We're gonna arm wrestle a little bit, ride dirt bikes and stuff like that.
Heck nice. Yeah! Are you gonna like stop by Bob's and stuff, or?
That's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody's just an overall badass. You know, he just does it all.
Yes, sir. If I could fit my kayaks in the truck, we'd be doing some whitewater kayaking too. But I ain't got it.
He said he's gonna go bear hunting while he's up there as well.
With my bare hands.
White Wolf with a $20 super chat. Happy fucking birthday, David. I only wish that I look half as good at 87. God bless you, you stud muffin. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow.
Well, it was worth a couple bucks.
So Asher, what got you into arm wrestling? How'd you get in?
Oh, boy. So when I was like 13, I was real fat. and I kept losing arm wrestling matches at school. And so I looked up professional arm wrestling, then I started working out, and then I kind of forgot about it. But about a year and a half ago, I decided that I wasn't too fat anymore. And I just looked up I remembered that professional arm wrestling was a thing, so I looked it up on Facebook. And Dave Wilson, he runs the Utah arm wrestling page, and I messaged him, and I was like, hey, how do I start arm wrestling? He's like, well, where do you live? And I was like, oh, I live, in northern Utah. He's like, well, about 5 minutes away, there's a 2-time world champion that hosts practice every Thursday. And I was like, are you serious? And then
Rod Evans says Asher is as tough as woodpecker beak.
I guess.
Asher, how old are you?
I'm 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so
what do you do from here? You gonna continue?
From here, next couple months, I've got a couple super matches lined up. Oh hey, listen, I'm gonna kill Auden Laird.
Oh shit!
Nice.
I like it.
I'm gonna kill him.
Good.
It's not gonna be close, but I got a couple super matches set up. I got one down at Bob's place, and I got another versus a guy named Cody Hunick. So that's my friend. That's my friend telling everyone.
He's 27.
What weight class do you compete at?
What
weight class do you compete at?
It depends. Most 242s is what I like, but I like a lot of the times I cut down to 232s and stuff. I'm pretty hefty.
Big guy.
Those are the best classes. 231s, 220s.
Most of the time I pull supers too, and I usually do better in the supers than I do in my own weight class.
Well, yes, because they're just fat people like me and Ryan that don't have anything with it.
They're a little slow in the super heavies class, right, Logan?
Yeah, Logan, you got who's calling for you? Wayne Withers?
Oh yeah, you got that Wayne Withers match. That's crazy.
That's funny that happened. You brought it up because I had heard that. I'm not gonna disclose any names, but a few people let me know that he's favored down there, where the event was supposed to be at. So, and he wanted WAL rules, and I was told by several people not to accept that. So I asked him if he'd do IFA. He was like, no, I want to do WAL. I said, well, you do East versus West, like meet me in the middle here, and I want neutral refs. And he was like, I declined the match. So he pulled out of the match. So, but I mean, it's probably for the best though, because he has nothing to gain and everything to lose, and that's what would happen if he pulled me. He'd lose everything.
I was about to say Wayne Withers is a hammer cock. Yep. I pulled that mother effer. Dude, I'm telling you right now, fuck.
We can't say
if you beat Wayne
Hammercock in front of Asher.
If you beat Wayne,
let me tell you something.
You'd be on East versus West immediately.
Right.
I hope
Wayne's he's a bad dude. He behind the back wrist curls like 300 something pounds. Just
Bryce, listen.
Oh God, here we go. Oh fuck.
The super match would have been all right. So look, you've seen what happened to me in a year, right? The super match was supposed to be 10 more months away. It would have been bad for him. It would have been really bad.
Oh yeah, I mean after you start doing whatever you got to do. Fuck yeah, I think it'd be pretty rough.
Because listen, Wayne has nothing to gain and everything to lose, and it's probably very smart that he pulled out because no ifs, ands, or buts, and you could tell him I said that too.
Should we call him right now?
Yeah, call him. I hope he does accept
Bring him on, Ryan. Bring him on.
I hope he does
Dave,
accept it because, but I'm telling you right now.
Hell, before we get people on here,
I studied him. I already know what would happen.
Get Robbie on here.
I'd love to get down to I'd love to get down to Princeton to a practice sometime, except that's 82 miles from everywhere and from nowhere. And about the farthest I get into West Virginia is with Beau. But anyway, to answer your question, Pro 220 left, the top three at Winter Blast. I'm going to screw up pronunciations here. I know I am. Number one was, is it Bogdan Stoica? If I'm pronouncing
Bogdan Stoica, yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. Second was David Bradford, and third was Brendan Peasley.
David Bradford was one of the UK guys that was here. Arm Gods.
Yeah. And then 220 right. I'm going to screw this one. Tarasiv, Ivan Ivgen.
Yeah, that's another one from the UK.
Ivgen Tarasiv. Second was strong performance by Lucas Raymond, coming out of somewhat retirement. And
wait, the first guy's from Ukraine, ain't he?
Yeah.
He ain't from United Kingdom because that's the guy after pool, and he was getting shitty in the after pools with me.
Okay, well, he was first. Lucas Raymond is second.
Oh, yeah.
Lucas Raymond was second, and Frank Hurst was third.
Yeah, the Ukraine guy, he trains up at with Josh Vinokur. Yeah, Josh Vinokur. Yep. I know who he is. Yeah.
Quick question from Gear. Do you guys feel that if you taught some average person proper form and technique that they would be able to beat most other average people?
100%.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
You go to a couple practices and then you're probably beating most of your friends.
Yeah.
If you practice for 4 months, you're probably going to beat 90% of the population.
Yeah. I've got a different take on that. I think if you same exact strength, teach them technique, yeah, obviously they're going to win. But if somebody's 10-20% stronger than you, it's probably going to be a really close match.
I feel like it's because I had a similar scenario. So I had a buddy that left the Amish community, and I have another buddy, Damien, and they arm wrestle, and he was beating everybody. And then he arm wrestled this Amish guy, and he just had a stronger hand, and he beat Damien. So I feel like it just depends on the hand strength, really, if it's just an average guy.
Well, I say, if you're an average guy learning, it makes sense. Like, if you was a cock-strong dude coming in from, a powerlifting background, and you had records in that, if you got taught some technique, it wouldn't really matter.
Amish guys are working with their hands when they're 6 months old.
Oh, yeah. But we got labor laws, and I can't do that, so...
Hey.
Well, then you just consider the number of people that I would never beat in a million years today. But when they first started, they knew what they were doing, and I could beat them.
Well, Dave, I think you can beat 99% of the population when it comes to stamina. So that's all that matters.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely.
I would say more 98%.
Maybe 98%.
If this sport was gripping up in the center of the table and until somebody gave up, I'd be world ranked. But unfortunately, as far as power, forget it.
Bryce, I'm super excited about your match with Robbie Russell.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I see a lot of people counting you out, but I mean, I think it's going to be a better match than people think.
See, what's crazy is you have the North Carolina, the Virginia, and the West Virginia, and Ohio a little bit that know me, that have pulled with me, been around me. They'll post about it, and then just a flooded comment section saying, "Oh, dude, you're the favorite here. I think you're definitely a 70-30, a 65. You're a favorite." But then you got the West guys, Tennessee and all them are like, oh my God, who's this guy? You're gonna mop the floor with him. So honestly, I don't know if I'm a favorite or not. I feel like I'm insanely strong right now. I feel like I'm going to 3-0 him no problem. And I think my hand's stronger, and I just think I'm stronger in general. If it was right hand, I'd shut my mouth up and hop off here because that right hand's way better. But this is left hand.
I think the strength is going to be pretty close, but I think you've got so much speed. I think that's going to make it really interesting because I've seen both y'all compete. I think it'll be really interesting.
Okay, because I don't know what his left hand's at. Like, do you have
It's
anybody
legit.
in your head you can compare it to, kind of close to with level?
I really thought I'd get more of a reaction when you asked the question about who was practicing this weekend, and I said I think Robbie Russell is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
See, the problem with me going there is because I'm pulling two of the guys that they practice with him and Landon. So
what's next for Cody?
I don't have anything planned right now. I'm just trying to heal my elbow because it popped that last round and it's pretty screwed.
Well, if you want to, what we could do is come to a 98 event. We won't pay you, and then East versus West will send you an invite again.
yeah, there we go.
It's a win-win.
That's crazy.
Maybe my left will get good since it's now the only thing I'm ranked number 1 with. So maybe the left will finally get some strength there.
Oh, talk to me, Cody. Let's make it happen.
Oh, shoot. I don't want to touch that thing. I've seen what it does. I don't want it.
No, well, maybe if my right could be somewhat like the left, I'd be a happier man, but the left is not the party on the right.
Logan, you're one of the fastest guys he's pulled.
Do what?
Who said that?
Big Rig Eric said you're one of the fastest guys he's pulled.
I don't even know how I got fast, honestly. I don't do anything to train it. It just, I guess I have good.
Well, I'll tell you that tournament in Morgantown where we had Logan and Bryce, waving those hammers around, they both looked tough.
Oh yeah,
Logan took my
yeah. Let's talk about that.
Let's not talk about
you want to talk about who dished out your first 2 losses left hand? Huh? That's what you want to talk about.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've never lost. I will say the other 2 has come from Andre, but I didn't lose any left hand in my entire career until Logan beat me twice. But at the end of the day, we had the finals for the hammer because I won my class. And at the end of the day, I walked away with it. So I'm happy.
How'd you get that, though? How'd you win, though?
By being strong.
Jamming me off the pad, you fucker.
No, hey, just because I got back pressure, I can't help it.
That's how you got it. But I'll give it to you. You can have it.
It's this.
It's
the riser.
I'll give it to you.
Oh, yeah. Sal called out Wayne Withers today, too.
I think I'm going to call somebody out in the top 20 and then see how that goes. But I was really looking forward to pulling Wayne because I think I would have waxed him in 9 months' time. But he wasn't trying to budge on the WAL rules, and I don't want to pool with rules of a dead league. You know what I mean? Especially when he's got all that experience and he knows, because WAL favors cheating. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to. If I lose, I want to lose because he's better, not because I got cheated. You know what I mean? So that's why I told him I wanted a neutral ref and IFA rules, and he wouldn't fucking do it. So
I'd really like to see Sean Hancock as a ref for East versus West.
Me too. Bring back Bart Wood. Logan, back to that Morgantown tournament too. We practice a lot and all that, but at the end of the day, that really made me a big fan of yours, especially Beau, which I was already a fan of him. But after he kicked my ass, I was even more of a fan. Y'all are the guys that I speak about a lot, simply because of possibility. Beau, he's showing it now. He's had some years in the sport, and he's going to be a lead. He's going to be on East versus West pretty soon. Logan, cock strong for a year.
I don't know about that.
And you keep saying that. Give it some time.
I'm serious. Yeah, Beau
but Logan,
the first time that we met and we pulled, dude, the levels that you have climbed that amount of time, dude, you'll be there more faster than you think.
Dude, that right hand is disgusting.
Top 15 ranks, bro. That's fucking insane. So.
Well, gentlemen, it's past my bedtime. I'm out of here.
See you, bro.
See you, buddy.
Sir.
Bo, what weight do you walk around at?
So before nationals, I was like 222, and then I cut down to I made it down to 183. But my favorite weight to be at is between like 205 to 210. But Maddie says I'm fat whenever I'm like 205, 210. So yeah, she said I'm not allowed to be over 200 for the wedding, so I have to be like 195 to 200 for the wedding.
I was thinking, like, you got to build to where, like, a 190 would be a really good class for you.
Oh, dude, any type of, like, high-level competition, like nationals again, or, like, a good, like, super match, I would like to do, like, 190. The highest, like, 198. I'll do 198 at regular competitions, but, like, if it's a high-level event, I want 190.
Is she going to weigh? Is she going to weigh you in?
For you, build to weight ratio.
She going to weigh you in at the wedding?
Yeah, she's gonna say, "All right, fat ass, step on the scale."
Wedding's off. Wedding's off.
No clothing
allowance. If you don't make weight.
No clothing allowance.
Yeah, no clothing allowance.
Full suit goes over a pound.
You got to go jog around the chapel.
I'll
have to wear a trash bag the night before.
Right.
Hey, Bo, guess who just asked me for a left-hand match at August? Not August, what is it, April, at that Ohio event? Randall Bladen's event. Guess who just asked me for a left-hand match?
Tim Lewis.
Hell no. Richard Calero.
Really?
Yes.
I remember
what
you told... go ahead.
What do you think about that?
You're the favorite, left-handed.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm asking him for some money on that. Because you murdered him. Which,
that was
you're better than I am, but you murdered that
right
guy.
hand.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? No, it ain't trash.
Bro, my left hand is my peg hand. My left hand is only for the peg.
Well,
what day do you folks practice in Princeton?
Saturdays on 2 p.m. is when we do it, and we normally have a great turnout. Honestly, for it being where it's at, I'm impressed with what I've been able to put together. It's 12, 15, sometimes even 20 people come out from just North Carolina, Virginia. Sometimes we get some from Tennessee. It's pretty cool.
Well, there's the reason I'm thinking because there are some Sundays. Some of them have Sundays down there. I know North Carolina does. Maybe I should take a practice tour of West Virginia and whatever. Because Beau is on Friday, you'd be Saturday. Have to find somebody on Sunday.
I mean, we all know you got the stamina for it, and you're more than welcome to come down. So hell yeah, do it.
Yeah, that'd be a good time, Dave. You might have a sore arm by the end of it. I doubt it.
Maybe.
Absolutely not.
Never.
Probably not.
SA with a super chat. David, please have an HB bourbon on me.
Okay.
And then Obston 33, $5 super chat. Happy birthday to Mr. Shell. Him and I pulled a bit after Arm Gods, which was fun for me since I don't pull much. Thanks again. Very cool.
Are you guys going down to Val May 17th?
I might be going down just to hang out.
Nice.
I know Ray. I think Ray. He just left the chat, but he's reffing at it. So we might carpool down there with a couple guys from up here.
Good deal. We're gonna fly Asher out.
Oh,
I can't make that one, but I will be seeing Beau at sit downs.
No, the hell you won't.
No.
I hate sit downs.
Bryce, you going to come to sit downs?
Beau's answer stands with me.
Oh,
I hate sit downs.
Beau, I'll see you at Antietam probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, for sure. I'm bringing out some of my guys from my team.
Yeah, cool.
I've been telling Beau Beau's afraid to go to Azerbaijan because he thinks he's going to be gang raped by jihadists.
Yeah, I don't want none of them fucking Iranian.
Dude, you don't want to go and get beheaded somewhere over arm wrestling. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I'm white and I'm Christian. They would not like me there.
No.
Yeah, I feel that one.
That's exactly why I didn't go.
So there's a fucking arm wrestling video of someone holding your head up. Jesus.
I have to get down to Georgia, too. I've never pulled in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, or Kentucky.
That's what they do to hook pullers in the Middle East. Pro only.
We need to have more tournaments in Georgia. I thought about putting one on, but with all the controversy going on.
Well, Glenn Brooks, said he's going to be at sit downs, but Glenn, they've said come on down to ours. It's like almost 900 miles for me to Childersburg, so it's
Adam Gerber keeps asking us to do a 98 one down there, but I don't. We're so used to being in our area. Like, I don't know how it would go if we ventured out like that. You know what I mean?
I think the people, being that 98 competitions are normally in our neck of the woods, I feel like if you went down south, I feel like they'd be excited to actually have a
definitely
competition.
I think so.
Well.
I think so. Because we really don't have any big like the round robins were the big competitions. Like besides that, we don't really have anything that's like, oh yeah, we all got to go to that.
Yeah, because me and Mikey, he does Florida Pro Gear Arm Wrestling. We were talking about maybe teaming up and doing some stuff in the states that are between us that don't have much going on.
Dude, I would love to see more tournaments in eastern Tennessee near Kingsport and a lot more in West Virginia. Normally, our only tournament that's consistent is states. I don't think we have another one that is consistent every single year. Now, Eli Kerr is putting on, which he's done it for 2 years in a row now, right, Beau?
Yeah, Armageddon. Armageddon's pretty damn good.
Okay, so he's done that 2 years in a row. Great event. If he does it again for a third, that will be our main two. But it leaves a lot of space open throughout the year for another one. So I think if we can get another one, maybe in Charleston, another one in Morgantown, that would be awesome.
Actually, so being that you just said that, I don't know if it's like official yet or not, but I was talking to Eli and Christina, and they're saying that we're going to have West Virginia States in Morgantown this year, rather than in Christina's neck of the woods, which will be nice.
Me and Eli was talking about that, and I told him that would be a great idea because you're going to attract more people to Morgantown than you will, her side.
Well, they moved. Arms of Steel moved to the fourth Saturday of the month instead of the third. So I told Christina I expect to be at West Virginia because they're always on the same day that I'm helping run Arms of Steel.
See, I want to go. I do not want to miss my own states, of course, but with my match with Robbie on the 14th of June, that makes it. Is it the June one that's getting in the way? Is that the one that's getting in the way of it, Beau? Or is it August?
What?
No.
I think it's August.
No, the VAL is the same day as West Virginia States.
Okay, so it's my match with Landon that's getting in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So me and her have been talking along with Eli, and I told them the only way I'm going to be able to make that with my team as well, because pretty much wherever I go, they go with me. Yeah. I just have to have a week before, but I don't want her to change it all for a group. I don't want her to do that at all. I'm just letting her know that that's why I'm missing is because the Landon Anderson opportunity is so huge. I can't just say, well, screw you, I
want to go. I want to go out there. I figured if it was in Parkersburg, I'd be just up the road from David Lee Athletics. I have to go talk him into stopping that stupid, eating contest crap and getting back into bowling. But whatever.
Dude, he's good. I seen him give Palco a little bit of stuff back in the day.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, he was very good.
He decent.
He gasses out fairly quickly.
Asher, what is your most controversial opinion?
I think John Brezink would beat Levon.
Oh my!
Whoa. That is controversial.
That's not controversial.
Wow. That's wrong.
I did not.
But here,
John Brezink.
We all have our opinions, no matter how wrong they are. You can have yours.
Exactly.
Listen. What did John do to Dennis? Arguably the second strongest ever.
But that's a new Dennis.
Yeah.
Huh?
He beat Dennis 10 years before Dennis's prime.
Yeah, he beat him
not
way
that
before.
long.
When John
was 2008?
2008. He beat Dennis's prime was 2018. When
John Brezink pulled Paul Lynn down in Virginia, I thought we were going to have to call an ambulance after because he was so out of breath.
Let me ask you this, and this is probably going to give me a lot of hate. Name one puller that is in the GOAT discussion that John has beaten in their prime.
What do you mean?
He's never beaten anybody. There's only three in the GOAT conversation.
Name one person in the greatest of all time discussion that John has beaten in their prime.
Like between, who's in the GOAT conversation? Dennis, Levon, and Devin?
Well, you've got guys like Cleve Dean. You've got guys like Devin. You've got guys like Johnny Walker.
I don't know if I consider Cleve Dean in there.
Yeah, I don't think Cleve
A
Dean.
lot of guys do. So
Cleve
you got
Dean
Richard
is a
Lopkes.
freak.
Like all the guys that John beat, and I love John. I think he is the greatest of all time. But all the guys John beat, he beat as they were either coming out of their prime or before they hit their prime.
And just started. Yeah.
Krasny beat him.
Regardless, I don't give a fuck what you say or what you do. That's not ever happening. Levon would smash John in any instance.
Well, we got a couple comments here answering the question.
You know, I'll go as far as to say any version of John wouldn't beat this version of Devin today at 300 pounds.
No
Wait, you
way.
Not a chance.
What'd you just say?
100% he's not.
No way in hell. No
Bro.
way in hell.
300-pound Devin is murdering any version of John.
No. John.
Yes.
John.
You see what he did to Gennady, bro?
It don't matter.
It does matter.
Devin,
He got in there.
Yeah,
Devin beat John John's best year. John's
He beat
best
John.
year was 2008, and Devin beat John in his best year, which was 2008.
You think John's best year was 2008?
That's when he beat Denis Sablenkov.
I would agree.
That's what you're arguing, as if he beat Denis Sablenkov in 2008.
Devin
beat John in 2008.
I think it's crazy to say.
Busted.
I think it's crazy to say that John wouldn't beat Devin right now.
Logan, shut the fuck up.
There's
no shot. I'm sorry. I love John. John is the greatest of all time in my opinion. But he's not the strongest of all time.
There's only two guys that you can even say debatably going to beat Devin today, and it's that 18 Splinkoff like Cody was talking about, and it's Levon today. Those are the only two guys that are beating Devin.
I think so as well.
Ron Bath.
Ron Bath's not in the GOAT talk. Ron's a legend, but he's not in the GOAT discussion.
He would have been if he was a super heavyweight. If he was a super heavyweight, he would have been.
You think?
I think he's in. I think he's in the GOAT discussion because of his longevity and what he has accomplished in the sport. But I don't think
he have the most wins on John.
I mean,
yeah, I think so. I think he does have the most wins on John.
If John didn't exist, Ron would be the GOAT.
No.
I think so. I think so.
He'd be in the discussion
because of how
what
of his accolades.
Like if John Brezink didn't exist, I think like Ron Bath was right behind John Brezink basically John's whole career.
Yeah. Did you get that from Bob Brown or what?
Huh?
Did you get that from Bob Brown or what?
No, that's what I think.
But here's your bigger problem that you're running into is you got guys lighter than Ron that are better all time than Ron.
I can't believe not one of you brought up the legend Barry Bourne.
We need to talk about Todd Hutchings.
Fucking
in the GOAT conversation.
Dude, Todd's up there. Todd is up there for sure.
Todd is in the GOAT conversation. He is not the GOAT.
Definitely. For pound, definitely.
I mean, think about it. He started how old? Like
37 years old.
I was 37, I think.
Yeah, it is 37, I thought.
Oh my goodness.
And dude.
I mean, there's a reason the dude got banned. I mean, he's the strongest 210 to 215 puller ever. Like it's not even close. He's the best.
I'd have to throw John there. I'd have to throw John.
Prime John would probably beat Todd.
I think Prime John beats.
Yeah, but Prime John. I thought Prime John was heavier, like 231, 240.
No, Prime John was a 210 guy.
Like
okay, I take that statement back, John, of course, but I think John isn't stronger than Todd. I just think he's better
arm wrestler
at arm wrestling than Todd.
I don't know, dude. Todd's like a fucking genius, dude.
Listen, there's not a bigger Todd fan than me, but
you take a genius brand.
Listen,
you're pretty well.
Todd Zilla isn't as smart as you think. He called me a dumbass because we were arguing about.
Was he drunk?
I don't know.
I've never seen him sober.
This man called me a dumbass because I was refuting what he said. He said that we should have height classes instead of weight classes, and I was like, "That's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life." I was like, "Then you've got guys
I will
that
say,
are
listen,
6'2", 130, pulling guys that are Levon. Like that's if you're Levon 6'2".
Yeah.
So you'd have a 154, 198 guy.
That'd be awful.
I will say, I think Todd fucked me over for the Arnolds because I seen that video about, you don't need to take a break. You could just train all the way up until. So I'm like, fuck yeah. 3-4 days before the Arnolds, I'm fucking pulling hard at practice. I get there, I absolute fucking turd. I'm losing everybody in the after pools. I only placed third. I genuinely believed if I would have felt at the Arnold's like I did at Winter Blast, I would have taken first place.
Dude, why in the hell did you try a new ideology on the biggest tournament you've ever been?
What?
And hey,
His Uncle Todd.
Logan.
And I was like, but I don't want to hear it, dude. I already
Fuck that.
Hey, Logan, why don't you tell everybody who changed your mind and who told you not to do that?
Did the Arnold champion change your mind?
Honestly, that guy wasn't. Honestly, I mean, he's strong, but if I would have been fresh, I think I could have gotten first. If not,
Fuck, you talking about Shrek? Buddy, that dude fucking got him. My bear paw.
Mike Ford?
No, the big 6'7" guy, 6'6" guy.
Oh no, you're talking about the guy from
you're talking about
New Jersey.
Anthony Scigliatano.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh yeah, he's a beast, dude.
He is strong.
He's strong.
He looked like he just got out of school.
What happened when he hit this though? His wrist disappeared.
Did you end up beating him?
No,
he got me.
Oh, I was gonna say, damn, that's impressive because I felt him.
He got me. Like I said, I feel like if I wouldn't have listened to Todd, I definitely could have did better. But I'm a retard and risked it for.
Man, you live and learn.
Yeah, and then old Beau.
I'm just going to invite all you guys on every week so that I don't have to do this podcast.
I want to ask Asher.
I had more. I just couldn't tap into it. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
If Logan would get up and move to West Virginia, you can have the West Virginia trio. But fuck Maryland.
I'm like 5 minutes from West Virginia.
It's time to move. Get you a West Virginia ID.
I gotta ask Asher, who does he think the best of each weight class is?
Well, not to call anybody out here, but I did notice that somebody on this chat or on the program today is fibbing big time in their Facebook about their age, claiming about 7 years older than they are.
Who?
Logan?
Asher busted.
27.
Ain't me.
He's really 27.
Born in 2000? I don't know. I think his math is off a little bit.
Hey, okay. Sometimes you got to get around the age barriers when you're young.
What?
He has to lie just to get into the bars where they throw events.
Right.
Dude, too young. That is oh my god.
He's got a fake ID to get into an arm wrestling tournament.
All the bar events in Utah I can't go to.
Well,
wow.
They don't just put an X on your wrist?
I would win.
What I'm talking about.
There you go, Josh. Josh, what weight class you going to be in?
54, new 54, number 1.
I like it. If I could ever get Jonah Lyle in the gear and get his ass to 154, that'd be fun.
Well, and the hell of the thing is, for all the countries in the world, except for the Muslim ones that ban alcohol, we have the highest fucking age for alcohol consumption of anybody in the fucking world. It's idiotic.
Tell us how you really feel, Dave.
I'm saying.
Yeah, Dave, get the kids drunk. You know what I'm saying?
While we're at it, let's just go ahead and reduce the age. Make it 16. I like it. If you can drive, you should be able to drive drunk.
Exactly. Makes it more fun.
It's serious when Dave Shell starts cursing.
Oh, that's how.
He does get really. He does raise the hell.
That's how the fastest amendment was ever passed was lowering the voting age to 18 because they said, hey, you can be shipping them over to Nam, but they can't vote. Bullshit. That went through in a hurry. But, this 20-year drinking age, what a bunch of bullshit.
Dave.
See, Dave remembers all the way back to World War I, and he can tell us all this stuff.
They went to school when you could still smoke cigarettes with your teachers in middle school.
Well,
Dave, how was Thomas Jefferson?
I'm old enough that when I was
50 cents a gallon.
Substitute teaching, I could take my fraternity paddle into school and whack the kids when they misbehaved.
I heard that.
The good old
That's
days.
What's wrong with this generation?
Yeah. Whack.
Old Big Rig in the house.
Oh, boy. I'm out of using my phone right now.
Logan, he just mogged you with that big old full screen.
Yeah, he did.
He scooted you over.
He's a big son of a bitch.
What's up, Logan?
What's going on?
So I know Ray's going to be at for the tournament tomorrow. I'm going to be at the tournament tomorrow. Big Rig, you going to be at the tournament tomorrow?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Alrighty.
I am. I'm still going to try sticking.
What tournament is it?
Steve Fernandez is New York Farm Wars.
I wasn't gonna go, but then I had Anthony hit me up, and I'm gonna go because I really want to pull him, see where I'm at.
It looks
Anthony
like Steve puts on some good competitions.
Did you make it down the VAL?
Skiglitano.
Buddy, he beat me, and you just beat me, so I'll tell you where you're at.
Yes, you're not wrong there. However, I did pull semis. You did whoop me though. Like that was not even a contest.
But then you got to realize styles make matches. Styles make matches.
I think from when I pulled Anthony first, I believe you're a little faster.
Fuck yeah, I am. I had got in our
I saw the video.
In the third. I got him negative a little bit, and then when he hit, he took it back, and that's when I caught him in the twos.
Yeah, and I'm a little fresher right now. I'm not at 100% yet, but I'm closer to like 80 right now.
Just to be clear, I'm not about to stab somebody with these scissors. I'm just doing tax stuff.
He's about to stab whoever made the drinking age 21.
I need you to do my taxes.
But it's still too late for that.
Go back to Cody's.
Hey, Logan, you coming down to Morgantown on the 26th? You said you are, didn't you?
Is it? I thought it was in Kingwood.
Yeah, north of Morgantown, I think, or a little bit south.
Yeah, there for sure. Are you going, Beau?
Yeah, somebody told me that. You said Beau. I think you said Bub.
Yeah, Maddie has a triathlon that day, so I'm going to support her for a triathlon.
Wow, blows up, gets top 15 rankings, and can't show up to a practice.
He's too good for us.
Kind of fucked up.
I hear you.
Yeah. Damn.
Don't worry, Beau. I'll send you videos of me hooking him and smiling, and then him ripping my arm off. I don't want nothing to do with that, son. I've already planned to take 3 weeks off before I touch Logan's hand.
No, dude, my right, I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's like right here. I don't know if that's your riser, but it's right where it connects to the elbow. Anytime I flex or apply back pressure, it's extremely painful.
Did you get to pull Cody?
We told you to get some prednisone.
Me?
Yeah.
Cody Wood?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the Arnold's when I was fucking feeling like a turd, but he's
fuck me.
strong.
Did he not feel
That's exactly what I said. Listen, I want to bring that up because I wasn't able to join earlier, and I heard you guys talking about this.
Yeah.
I pulled Kevin and I pulled Cody, and like you said, Bryce, Cody was tremendously stronger in a hook, and
it didn't even seem fair.
I did not think it was going to be close. I thought Cody, well, she did the first 2 rounds, went in there and flashed them. I thought it was going to be a 3-0 flash, because Cody felt fucking strong. But then, again, styles make matches, and I personally think if it was off just power that I felt, Cody would smoke Kevin and that Joseph dude.
I completely agree. So now I got to hunt down Joseph and feel him and figure this out because my mind's...
when we run back that match and I don't get pumped round 3, it's going to be a different match.
I think
just take you some rhino pills.
I think he just pulled him wrong. I think if you would have adjusted, because you still tried to top roll him. You know what I mean? You were still trying to go high, and you should have shot in first.
Yeah, I regret not shooting in. If I wouldn't have popped my elbow, I would have already called him out for a couple $1,000 on a rematch. But unfortunately, I got to wait for this piece of shit to recover.
I think if you would have gave up the top roll and adjusted and shot in, I think you could have smoked him. But he was just getting the advantage, and he got to stay tighter than you because you fucking spread yourself out when you went the top roll.
Yeah, Jesus I kept hoping for a quick pin. Should have just went for should have went inside for a barn burner instead of.
Yeah, if anybody sees Nonya, tell him he's a crackhead and he needs smacked in the.
Hey, in all seriousness, though, I will pull Dunham for $5,000. Like, in all seriousness,
well, if he has $5,000,
if he has the money, I will do it.
He's gonna have Dave put it up for him. He don't got it.
Hey, Ryan, sponsor him.
Nonya will put up an 8-ball, and Bryce, you got to put up like $200.
An 8-ball and a bag of shrooms.
Yeah.
And then if he loses, he'll pull the fire alarm.
Yeah.
That's good.
That guy's a fucking
that was one of our
crackhead.
better programs when he was on, popping those shrooms like
he pulled the fire alarm at fucking Winter Blast.
I remember that.
Hey, what happened
That
though,
guy
Paul?
needs to be banned.
Dude,
Arm
not
wrestling.
one person flinched. Like everyone just kept on arm wrestling, and they're like, "Fuck it, we'll just die." It's pretty funny.
That was a grueling fucking day. I think this tournament went by so much faster and smoother.
Yeah, well, that's why we are never doing super matches the same day as Winter Blast. That's why we did it the night before.
Horrendous. Bo was the last match.
Nadia
like
like
11
slowed
p.m.
everything down, dude, on purpose.
And the worst part was after that, all of that, nobody felt like the super match or felt like the after pool, which is my favorite.
Yeah,
because the year before we ran the after pool till 5 o'clock in the morning.
5 a.m., dude. It went the after pool. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get up there one time.
The only reason we closed it down then is we needed a couple hours sleep before we tore the place down.
Yeah.
When is Battle Antietam?
May 3rd.
Yeah.
Dave, is that a vape?
It's a pen.
Oh, I thought Buddy's hitting the jewel.
Pen. Ballpoint pen.
Oh,
Dave keeps his dad pen for after.
I was gonna say.
No, I'm doing taxes.
It's a sounding rod.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have dad pens in Utah.
That's fucked up.
Nope, just doing taxes while listening to you.
This Eric fellow reminds me of the Jim Reaper. I don't know if y'all follow the Jim Reaper. He looks like the Jim Reaper.
He does, but dude,
Eric
is
a UK
fucking.
accent.
I didn't realize how big Eric. I heard he was big, and I knew he was big. This son of a bitch is fucking huge, dude. I mean, ridiculously fucking big.
Is he bigger than that one dude from Morgantown? Not Tyson, but
John Mauser?
No, not John. The guy that pulled super heavyweights with you, Logan.
Dude, are you talking about Jamie?
Yeah, Jamie. Is he bigger than Jamie?
Yeah, the comment in the chat about I only smoke crack. If I smoke crack, I would not be the third heaviest person on this podcast.
I'm definitely the heaviest here right now.
Yeah.
What's everyone's weight? What's everyone's weight?
I'm 307 right now.
365.
307.
So is he bigger than Jamie?
I'm 297.
Who said they were 307?
I did.
Well, maybe I'm only fourth. But Ryan.
Eric, how tall are you?
6'6".
Oh my god!
Holy fuck!
Fucking A.
Oh, we should have got a picture so people just knew the size difference.
Listen. I forgot to take a picture with you, and I have a little rule for myself. Everybody that I place second to signs my second place medal, so I forgot to get you to sign my medal.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Well, somebody wants to know when's
Logan
my match.
sounds like he wants a piece of that ass now.
He's gonna get a piece of this ass anytime he wants. Anytime he wants, he can get it.
Yeah. Honestly, give me till the end of this year. I'm gonna level up a lot more. I mean,
Jesus. Wait. So what's your bench? Because that guy just said you benched 455 your first year trying bench.
Yeah, pretty much.
So what can you bench now? Or what's your all-time PR?
Oh, 455.
Oh, okay.
Well, now, my first year, I hit 405 in like almost 10 months of benching.
Jesus.
And then a little later, because of arm wrestling, I stopped benching up. So if there's a gap between tournaments, I'll get my bench back up to like 405. Right now, I'm at 455.
I mean, what do we think about benching for arm wrestling? I've debated this for
Here we go with Bo. Here you go.
Love it.
I can't even bench Cody's body weight.
I mean,
Cody, what you got?
I haven't bench pressed since high school.
And it's because the heavy dips, isn't it?
It's the heavy dips.
Hey, I'm following in pursuit of you. I'm copying the regiment. Heavy pull-ups and heavy dips.
Yes, sir.
I think Cody's workout style is way
Now,
more
what's your dip PR, including body weight? I know, you have your own weight itself, but if you combine both of them, what's your PR?
So the last time I've tried to go for like a heavy dip PR was like 8 or 10 months ago, and I hit 240. But I think right now I'm probably around 270 because I hit 215 for 6 and 205 for 8. So I think I'm probably around that 270 mark right now because it's been a while since I've done a max dip.
Okay, so that's the hanging weight itself on top of the weight that you are, which is normally 165, 170, correct?
Well, when I hit 215 for 6, I was about 180 clothed.
Oh my god!
So,
wow,
that's fat, Cody.
Let's assume I can hit 260 because I really think it hit at least 270. But let's assume 260. So 180 plus 260, 440.
That's retarded. That is retarded.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, I don't think I could hit 160 for. I mean, maybe 160 for one. I mean, that's insane. Like that's probably my all-time PR, and you're fucking 100 over that.
I think my pull-up PR is right there with your dip PR.
Yeah, that's bad. That is bad.
That's stupid.
That is bad.
That is ridiculous.
Because I've hit 240 at around 180 pounds of body weight. I'm a little lighter than it now, but I've hit 240 pounds at it on pull-ups with 180 pound body weight. I think on a perfect day, I could probably hit 250 or 255.
See, I was talking to a guy that was kind of, I wouldn't say he wasn't critiquing you, but was talking about your stuff. And he goes, if he did a close grip pull up, kind of like this instead of this, like he was doing with heavyweight, he feels like you would have been way better off in the hook. And I looked at him and I'm like, dude, you're not making any sense. I mean, you can say if I did this and if I did all that, but let's talk about if he did it like this, how much shittier would his containment be or his wrist be when it comes to top rolling? You know what I mean? So for them, what do you think about that? Do you think if you changed the grip, it would have changed anything?
Well, I used to do a lot of chin ups. Well, not all. I had a couple of sets where I do chin ups, but because of wrist injuries, that's as far palm up as I can go. So if I do chin ups now, it just too much pressure on my wrist, so they can't handle it. Because I mean, obviously, the more supinated you are, the more bicep it is. The more pronated you are, the more brachioradialis it is.
So do you do any neutral grip pull-ups?
No. The only time I'd really do neutral, or what it would be considered neutral grip, would be when I do my one arm pull-ups, and then sometimes I'll face like this.
My one arm pull-ups. God,
oh my lord,
fucking monster!
I'm just touching pull-ups. I'm just getting there to where I can
These
do
two guys on the bottom said, "I'm just getting there." And he's fucking one arming it.
I can't even use one arm to roll out of bed, dude.
Shoot, if you saw what I got to deal with one arm and with the meat I got, you'd understand the one arm pull-ups.
Hey, that's what he says. He switches to right only. That's why he's a right hand dominant.
Question for Asher: are there any added or relieved pressures of arm wrestling at such a young age?
For me, it's kind of relieved because nobody expects me to win. So when I lose, they don't really. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, you'll get there eventually, you know.
Does that relieve pressure from you? Just thinking that you're so young and you have a lot of time ahead of you to get better.
I mean, it relieves pressure, kind of knowing that I'll get better, but it's sure annoying, you know. I hate losing. I hate the best thing about winning is that you don't lose, and so, you know, typically
it never made it any better for me. So I'd imagine it's probably the same for you.
Yeah, I mean, when you're arm wrestling guys that have been doing it longer than you've been alive, it's a little stressful.
So Asher, where are you at right now in terms of like just arm wrestling in general? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. I've never met you or heard it.
I mean, I went I travel a lot with Cody out of state, and I pull pretty much every local tournament I can here. I'm usually winning most of my pro classes. I mean, I still lose to the guys like Jordan Sill and Cody himself, and you know a couple of those other guys. But I think I'm pretty good for at least for 17.
Oh yeah, if you're winning pro classes, yeah, most definitely do.
Yeah,
I would love to meet you in person, but I'm not allowed within 500 feet of a mine.
Oh my gosh! I knew that was coming as soon as he opened his mouth.
Me too. I knew it was coming.
Sorry, I had to.
Listen, I'll be 18 in like 3 months.
Then the fun can begin.
Ryan's camera just lifted. That's crazy.
Look, you're still kind of going to be the underdog. Everybody's going to not expect as much from you.
Yeah.
Which is to your advantage.
No, it's definitely worked out that way. There have been guys that, in fact, I was at World Series Arm Wrestling, the qualifiers here in Utah, and this guy he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna crush you, I'm gonna kill you." I was like, "Dude, I am like 16. I've been doing this for a year." I was like, "If you don't crush me, that's embarrassing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he didn't hit, and I flash pinned him, and he was pretty mad.
Oh, that's
Imagine being a grown man and talking shit.
You were
to a
that man's
16-year-old.
13th reason, bro. He went home and ended it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
he
bad. His
He's
kids
got
up there
3
too. His
kids.
wife heard it. I mean, it's just over after
He
that.
has 3 kids older than you.
yeah,
They got a divorce.
me and him
You,
we met up at the last tournament that we went to, and he was reffing, and he was like, "You want to go to the practice table?" And it wasn't very close.
See, when people aren't as strong as you, they keep trying to practice pull you to try and get a sneaky little win. See, that's what I do with Beau Horner. Every time I get the chance, I try to pull his right just to get something sneaky.
I'm trash on the table on the after pulling.
Dude, I suck at after pulls.
Asher, you ever get to grip up with Julian Smith?
Yeah, Julian's really good.
He's a
I've
beast,
pulled
yeah.
him in. I've pulled him in a couple tournaments.
He's a lot bigger than what he was when he left. He was with our team here in Team Predator. But,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
he's
What was fun? The funny story about them is Jessie, his wife. He worked for her. She ran a pizza shop. This is years ago, and she looked around one day. It's like, where are all the guys? And they were in the back room arm wrestling. She went back and said, "You're doing it all wrong." And they looked at her like, "Yeah, little lady. What the hell do you know about it?" She said, "My dad's world champ." Which,
yeah. Oh, she's real good.
She's really good, yeah.
Yeah, she is.
It was just funny, but yeah, they're both doing very well.
Yeah,
Boys, I got to hop off here, so it was good hanging out for a little bit. But
Yeah, man, we're on every Friday, so any of you guys want to come on ever, just hop on. It's we just kind of leave it open to anybody.
heck yeah, well, we'll do it probably next time. Just dick around and have some conversation. But y'all keep it going.
It's a nice
All right.
pastime.
Take care, man.
I'm on every single time. See ya.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, yeah, I forgot. Fuck that guy. Every time someone leaves the podcast, we say "fuck that guy," but we mean it with love. So
No, we don't.
Some of us do. Some of us do.
Oh,
He's still
there we
in.
go. Someone's got some reverb. All right, we're good. There we go. But yeah, if any of you guys got to go, don't feel like you have to stay on because we stay on till like 3 a.m. in the morning every Friday.
I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. Bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you all for coming on though, because that's kind of what the whole goal of 98 is to shine a light on guys that deserve a platform. So hopefully we can continue to do that. And then now with us merging with Arm Gods, we're going to have a lot of super match opportunities here in the States that on their kind of platform. So
yeah. Put a good word in for me.
Yeah, just let me know, Ryan. Let me know.
Yeah, you got it. You know it.
Yeah, we're glad to have somebody on from Georgia that doesn't pull his pants down on camera like Eric.
Oh God, dude!
The video's not over yet, Dave.
You got to clarify. They're not familiar with Harlan.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
my
Eric
God.
Eric of Georgia.
I've never had any issue with him, but I just don't want any part of his drama because he likes to bring me into his drama, and I just don't want to be a part of it.
dude, he brings everyone into it. Like messages random people and talks about stuff they have no idea what's going on. It's crazy. But yeah, we don't let him on here anymore.
Yeah.
Once he spread his ass cheeks and showed his taint and his nuts, we were like, yeah, we're good, dude. Fucking poor Asher would have fucking had nightmares.
You probably would faint.
You're saying if I do
You
that,
could have
I
got
can
him
make
the
a name for
charge.
myself?
Asher would have friend requested him.
No, boy. Oh, come on, Ryan. Don't go there. But
we had to stop letting him on because the dude was just too unstable. Like you don't know what he's gonna do. So we were like, sorry, buddy. Doesn't help that he's racist, you know.
Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
not that that's a Georgia thing, but he just happens to be.
Whoa! There's nothing wrong with racists now.
Politically correct. But yeah, he came on here like dropping N-words, and we're like, dude, like now, like what are you doing? You know, like you can't just come on here and act like that. So we had to get rid of him. But
he's from what I've seen, he's completely different in person. Because every time I've seen him in person, he's been fine. So we get along. But I just don't want to be brought into any of his drama that he likes to bring people into.
You know, I'll say this: some people you meet online and they seem like complete assholes. But if you meet them in real person, they're a little nicer because they could probably get their shit kicked in,
right?
If they don't watch what they say.
Yeah,
we do advise though, if you're going to listen to one of his podcasts, put the speed on either 1.5 or 2. But
he does kind of talk slow.
I personally think 1.5 is the sweet spot.
Oh, God.
Dude, the fact that, just his story alone that he broke into a trailer and got shot in the love handle by a lesbian with a gun is hilarious.
That's awesome.
How do you make that up? Like,
they should have aimed higher.
It's crazy.
Come on. Oh, no.
It's too bad she wasn't a better shot.
Right?
No,
it's called center mass.
That's not nice.
Right. We got to leave the old 90% behind. We got to be more professional.
Yeah.
Gotta be a little
it's very difficult. You know how difficult that is for me.
I know.
But yeah. Asher, what's your favorite arm wrestling story?
Jesus, Asher, do you get all the Pinocchio? Like, good God, man.
I think he lit the bat signal.
He's the baby face in the match right
He
now.
lit the bat signal, and everybody from his town is on here that he went to high school
save
with.
some for the rest of us. My God, bro.
They were asking for a taint reveal.
Oh my God. I can't see the comment section because my whole StreamYard's messed up.
It's probably better that you don't.
Yeah, you probably said it's probably better right now.
Cody is a Harlan sympathizer guilty by association because you're from Georgia. Oh, man.
Oh.
Those were the days.
All right, I'm going to try something right now.
So, Asher, you want to answer all your fans' questions?
Oh, boy. My biceps are small. They're 16 and a half inches.
We'll let him talk about his biceps.
I got you beat, son.
Ooh.
Cody, what you got?
The other day I measured my right full pumped, 17 and a half.
Oh, nice.
Damn.
That's not what matters, though.
That's what my big
what
toe
matters.
Oh,
I
thought we measured from the tank and go out.
Cody, what shampoo do you use?
Whatever's in the shower when I take one.
The 3-in-1.
Motor oil.
Green Original Prel for 50 years.
Peyton Peterson.
What is going on, bro?
Cody, you need a shampoo sponsor. That's what
Y'all realize he's 17, right? Like, you got
That's my
men.
girlfriend.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Give me a chance. Would you break up with her yesterday?
No.
Give me a chance.
She could get it any day she wants.
Whoa. What are we
Utah
saying
like
here?
the Mormon state?
Hey.
Man's not even legal.
I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
He is Mormon, I knew it.
We should have thought this through before inviting you.
Oh, we should.
That's Mormon muscle right there.
YouTube's going to shut down our podcast after this.
Don't even get me started on Mormonism being a cult.
We could have two LDS on at the same time.
A cult.
Oh,
That's why he's got so many ladies commenting. He's allowed to have like 27 lives.
Those are all his girlfriends.
Oh boy.
Oh man.
So I've known a good amount of Mormons, and is it true that y'all gotta like y'all's parents choose who y'all go on dates with when y'all are young?
No.
Because somebody was telling me that they like choose who you go on dates with, and then like from there you decide.
No.
Now what about soaking?
That's a BYU thing.
I was raised Catholic, but I molested the priest.
What? That's like a reverse exorcism.
Right.
That confession booth was crazy.
You're not getting me, buddy. Cody, when are you and Scarlett getting married?
I have something planned.
Oh,
none of y'all's business.
Yeah, shh.
Candy's
gonna ruin it.
That's just Candy. She just wants to know.
Yeah.
She
wants to know so she can announce it before you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she asked us that. She talked about that, God, months ago. I guess it's been a while.
I should have called Wayne.
That would have been funny.
What time is it? We still could. We could wake him up.
I was actually very excited for Wayne versus Logan, but I guess that's not happening. That sucks.
Yeah.
Because currently, Wayne holds the MAC belt, and that's the league that I primarily pull in. He's in my class.
I would love to pull Max sometime. This table's I like those 10x10 pads. They seem what am I trying to say here? I like being able to use my side pressure an extra 2.5 inches or 3 inches off the side of the pad.
It's a lot of runway.
So what I'm hearing is like 2.5 inches is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yes. I think it's pretty massive.
Now I feel really good about myself.
Yeah. No,
I just don't like the reffing of Mac.
Yeah, I don't like the
reffing. Seems pretty.
I agree with you. I was part of Mac 2 and Mac 3. Mac 2, we had Dave Knox reffing. There was no bullshit. When you had someone, and Dave wasn't part of Mac 3, and we kind of saw how that happened. But, it is what it is.
So you guys that actually arm wrestle, do you guys have any names that you're looking for next, like as a notch on your belt or someone you've wanted to pull that, now that you guys are all leveling up, do you have names in mind, or is it more just organically, like things just happening?
So based off the arm fighter rankings, I sent it to the group chat, and one of the guys said they'd like to see me pull Austin Tevis. That'd be cool.
Nice.
He looks really strong.
I just want to see someone beat him because he's so cocky.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Is he the one that wanted to offer like $2,000 to Luke Kent to pull him or something like that, or $5,000?
Yeah. Him and Luke have had a lot of drama. They talked a lot of shit.
I don't like to talk a lot of shit. I'll just arm wrestle and I'll win.
I saw Cole Casper's looking really good lately. He just beat Austin.
Dude, Cole's
especially
left
that left is
crazy.
Woo, that thing's legit.
Well, he went through everybody's left hand like butter at Nationals.
Yeah, he's looking legit.
Yeah.
Because it looked like he took a little bit of a break and came back looking like an absolute freak.
Yeah. He said he was going to do 172 for Nationals, but then I don't remember what he said exactly why, but he decided to do 189. He was only like 176, 180, so he could have did an easy cut to 72. But
he was like,
last minute.
I think he was above 200 pounds at one point, and he was having a tough time making 76s.
But the thing is, he made 76 like 3 weeks before Nationals or 4 weeks before Nationals.
Oh wow!
So that's only 4 more pounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Asher,
I don't know what the heck's going on with this man, but this man,
Asher Cole.
Whatever you're doing.
Asher dropped the link to this podcast in his cult group chat.
Asher,
dude, I wanted to promote the podcast.
I think it's what I need to do.
Yeah. What's next for you, Asher?
I mean, I'm just trying to get stronger than I was every day, but I would really like to beat one of the Larrett kids.
We all would.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, you mean in arm wrestling?
Yeah.
So how do you think you'd fare against Auden?
I think I'd give him a good match. Left, I think I'd destroy him. I think right-handed, he's got a lot more experience than I do, but we're just as strong as each other. So I think
he did bite off more than he could chew with Artem.
Way more than he could chew.
I don't know. I think if he'd have pulled the Artem from 6 months ago, he might have had something. But Artem looked like he was training hard.
Oh, Artem was training hard for that match.
Yeah.
He
was
didn't have a
definitely
choice,
eating
dude.
pancakes
He
for
did not
breakfast.
want to lose that.
Yeah. Oh no. I pulled Artem in the tournament, and I did not get a pin on him. I almost beat him in the King's move, but I got called for an elbow foul, which later was proven on video to be bullshit. But I'll stick with that. That's my story.
Asher versus Auden in a mirror match.
Yeah, he doesn't want to beat Auden in a match. He wants to beat him in a lookalike contest. An Auden lookalike contest versus himself.
Guys, this is so insulting.
Just go up to Devin and be like, "Hey, Dad, I got a question."
Yeah. You always were my favorite son.
Let's swap them out.
Insider information.
See if he notices.
Nah, the Lara brothers are great.
He looks more like Auden than Auden looks like Auden.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's funny.
I can kind of see it, but like my phone is just like I can barely see any of you guys, anyways.
I'm sorry, we can barely hear you.
I'm sorry, Bryce. Like I'm on my phone, you know. I actually went out. I went out to church service, and I'm just sitting in my truck.
It's another girlfriend.
There's actually some girls from Rochester here.
Asher, how big are those biceps?
Oh boy!
Don't you guys measure
and a half, baby? Or they're 17 now. They grew half an inch.
17. I got a little fat in mine, but I got mine to 20.
20.
Listen, guys, it's not all about the size. Sometimes it's motion in the ocean.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I tell myself size doesn't matter.
Yeah, we all do.
What if the bicep has like a really nice personality, can make you laugh occasionally?
Right.
Yeah,
Friendly
treats you nice.
That's my left one. It's a little smaller. It's like 19 and a half. But I think I like it more.
Huh? What do you mean?
Uh-oh, Asher's in trouble. Time for bed. Bedtime.
It's past his curfew.
Past your bedtime.
Is it still daylight where you are?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I think it's like
a little bit.
Damn, dude.
Whoa. Well, so it'd be like 8 o'clock for you.
Almost 10:30 here.
Dude, it's
8:30
here.
Yeah, 8. I was right.
Damn.
Man. 10:22 and it's pitch black outside.
Yeah. Fellas, I'm gonna hop off. It was good getting a chat with everybody.
Oh, always a pleasure. I'll see you at
Definitely,
Antino.
brother. Yep, sounds good. Good luck at all y'all's upcoming competitions. Asher, was nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Eric, it was nice meeting you as well. Cody, as always. Dave and Ron, catch y'all later.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, also,
See, we said it while you were still on.
Oh, you bastard.
That means we really don't like you.
I ain't gonna say it. I try not to swear. I already have a problem.
FTG.
I'll say FTG. Yeah, it stands for something else. I don't know.
All right. To me, it was fun having like new people on because a lot of times
awesome.
The same people keep coming on and it gets old. You know, there's only so much to talk about.
Yeah, I'm just glad Cupid just kept himself in the chat instead of polluting the the camera there.
Have any of you guys gotten a bloody nose?
I disagree.
No.
I have punched myself in the face with JJ Jackson in Albany at the beginning of this year. Yeah, and it hurt.
Did you get a bloody nose?
I did not get a bloody nose.
Would you slip and fucking hit yourself?
Yeah, I've done it times. I've done it. Hurts
for top rope.
My last tournament, I went left-handed, and I had put my muscle rub on my right arm, and then they called me up right away for left hand, and so I went up to the table, oiled up, and when we slipped, I hit myself in the face so hard it started bleeding pretty bad.
Oh, I thought you said you made contact with your eye.
No,
that's how the story is going.
It flung muscle rub all over me though.
I got some muscle rub in my eye once. Oh my lord, it was so bad. I put it on my left elbow, and then I scratched my eyes with my right while playing video games, and I was just like, what did I just do?
Dude, I had a guy tell me that he puts on tons of chapstick, and if he gets up there and he wants to slip, He rubs it on right where their hand grips.
And guess what, big boy? And guess what?
I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, dude? That's a thing."
And guess what? We go to the strap, and you lose in the strap.
Right. Yeah.
Pretty much all my wins are in a strap.
The chapstick cheat.
I have no game outside the strap.
Personally, I have beat Asher before in a match. I don't get the hype.
That's a lie.
What kind of match are we talking about here? Is this like a sex thing?
What kind of?
Oh, man.
Obviously, it was an unrefereed match because Ryan has 0 wins so far.
It's a cult game.
Man was like, "Oh no, she pinned me."
Yeah.
She used 2 hands and had my best friend with his 2 hands.
I don't want to know what this is about anymore.
And then slit a goat's throat to worship something.
Yeah. I had a church event last week where we had a teen Bible school, a Bible school show up from Florida, and I arm wrestled all those guys. So
now you're going to hell.
Oh yeah, I'm in my church parking lot right now as we speak.
Oh Jesus!
I don't think. Yeah.
We gotta watch what we say till you pull out.
Why,
well,
Ryan?
It's my bedtime. I got homework and training to do.
Well,
oh man.
When you do your missionary work, what you need to do is combine your missionary work with pulling. And
if you need help with your homework, Dave Shell's a tutor.
He's a professor. You know, that's an actual title.
Well, Asher, thanks for coming on, and feel free to hop on any Friday night.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. See you later, buddy.
Peace.
I'll see you later, Asher.
Bye.
See ya.
All right, now we get controversial.
What a nice guy.
Now that we got Cody.
Now we got the minors out.
Cody, would you do another Knuckles Up match?
Sure. I mean, as long as they pay me.
Yeah. Would you now? A lot of other guys have said, like, would you be asking for it in advance now?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's a general consensus anyway. But
yeah, at least like half of it up front.
Yeah.
Cody, I haven't heard any issues with Mac paying their athletes. Unbiased opinion.
Yeah, Arm Gods paid everyone in advance, half in advance.
If I was going to compete at MAC, they'd have to do strict rules because I hate the BS WAL style rules. I can't stand that stuff.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Let it play out. It's going to fix itself eventually. Ian is very well with taking criticism.
Yeah,
my first interaction with Ian was he actually gave me my nickname. I told him I hated the table. That was my first interaction with him. But he invited me to Mac 2, and the new table, I absolutely love it.
He just recently asked us if we'd use his table at Winter Blast next year, like all the tables. But I don't think we can do that, with our rule set.
That is a little of a stretch because you'd have to have Mac, referees.
Yeah, we couldn't pull that off.
That would be a big change.
Yeah.
If they started doing like IFA or WAF rules or something strict, I'd definitely be interested. But if they're doing the close your thumbs, close your hands, same thing with the Montana Armbender series. I know they have a little bit looser rule set, and I'd compete there if they make the rules stricter. But other than that,
I do like the thumbs hands go, but.
Are they doing another City Slicker thing, Montana? I think they are. I think they're planning another one.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. They kind of split, so now there's like 2 Montana things now.
Yeah.
So I don't know which one we're talking about.
Hey, I got family in Montana. Somebody hook me up, fly me out there. Be nice to visit my family.
I want to go out there. It looks beautiful out there.
Yeah, it is.
We're not winter when it's 30 below.
That's not fun. I can barely stay in Georgia, and it's warm down here.
if Logan in a year is at this level, it's going to be crazy. Even if
he has leveled up really fast.
I thought I was doing great. I'm 2 years in right now. I thought I was doing pretty good, and then I heard about Logan. I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
and he's 23. He's 23.
He trains with like Zach Lee's crew and all those guys.
He's got a very good crew. I got a good crew too.
Except for that Shubich guy.
The guy that got me into arm wrestling.
What, he just walk up to you at the gym and go, "You look big. You want to arm wrestle?"
Yeah, literally exactly how it was.
I figured. I mean, that's how I'd approach it.
No, I had
like, do you notice you get when I see a big dude and I see someone with huge hands, I think right away like, fuck, that guy should arm wrestle.
Yeah,
every time.
That's how I got.
I've been trying to talk my orthopedist into it. The guy that did my knee surgery, his arms out to about here. It's like, hey, pal, nah, you don't want anything to do with it.
Oh my goodness. Jeez. But
yeah,
that's how I got
too many broken bones.
Big Mike, he placed first in amateur in novice at 98 at Wonder Blast. That's how I got him in our team.
Nice.
Wow. David Moore, are you going to be at the tournament tomorrow? You bloody well better be. David Moore on chat, get your rear to tournament tomorrow.
Oh, I will. What, Tri-State? Yeah, I'll try to make it. I will most likely be there if my car don't break down. No, I'm borrowing a car to go there. But is Austin going to be there? I'm talking to David Marr.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to stay on until 3 o'clock in the morning tonight, since I have to get up to go to that.
What's your next event, Cody? Any tournaments coming up? I know you got that Georgia thing. What's that? August 10th or something?
I don't have anything planned right now. I'm probably going to ref the Georgia event coming up in May, or help ref with Sean.
Oh, May 10th. That's it. Yeah.
Probably help ref there. Nice. Try to get my certification. Right now, it's just focusing on getting this healed because it's pretty screwed right now.
What happened with your hand exactly?
Did the elbow?
Yeah, like tendon hopped or something, right?
The UCL popped. So when I that last round, I was here and I went to like push with my elbow to try to commit shoulder, and the elbow popped, and then it was just been screwed since then. Yeah, because like usually before I compete, I take like 4 ibuprofen so I don't feel anything. And I knew I got done. I did like this, and I was like, "Ooh, that's bad." And I was like, a couple minutes went by, I did it again. I was like, "Oh man, it's getting worse." I was like, and the ibuprofen's still fully infected, so I know once the ibuprofen wears off, it's gonna be bad. And it was pretty rough. Like I could barely cut my steak by the end of the night.
Yeah, I had saw it happen similar with my left back too. I had the Sutton pop, and now I can't pull left.
You had said earlier, Cody, that you're being selective, obviously for good reasons. Do you find yourself avoiding tournaments generally now that you have all the super matches, or not?
Not if it's going to be worth my time. Like, because I don't want to pull a tournament if there's not going to be anybody, like, if there's not going to be multiple nationally ranked guys, then I don't want to waste a whole peaking process, because it's a whole lot of effort to peak and get prepared and everything to be 100% for a tournament. So if to spend a whole month and a half worth of process for a mediocre tournament, it's not really worth my time.
Well, I wasn't even thinking mediocre. I was just thinking if you would go to major ones, or if you generally were just trying to avoid tournaments generally, because it is a different format.
Hey. No, I like tournaments as long as if there's going to be enough people at a tournament for it to be like enough elite national talent or above to be worth my time, then I'll absolutely show up. I'm not scared to pull anybody.
Or a national title or something on the line.
Yeah, exactly. Then I'll go pull. But if it's going to be like, oh, there might be one national ranked guy there, then it's just like, eh.
Yeah. Why risk getting hurt or something stupid happening? I get that. Especially at your level, like where you are now in your career, your arm wrestling journey or whatever. that probably is coming into play more and more. Where you have to be a little more selective, especially like, what if you had gone to a tournament and then the next day Engen's like, hey, you want this match at East versus West? And you're like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna head out. Pleasure meeting you, Cody.
You as well, sir.
See you, Big Rig.
I'll see you guys maybe later tonight. I might hop back on if you guys are still on.
Alrighty, sounds good.
See ya.
Neil's finger said boycotted Knuckles Up until I hear everyone got paid. I think we talked about that earlier. You said they have not all been paid yet, correct?
Correct. I don't want to mention which athletes because I don't want to. Not my business to tell, but I'll just say that I know for a fact that not all the athletes have been paid yet.
And then, no public statement yet. Not yet. That boggles my mind that there wasn't something public. Because, man,
I mean that would calm so many people's minds if they would just make a public statement.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, I talked to a few of them, and they told me some things that I'm not really allowed to talk about, but they do plan on continuing. It's going to be a little different, but they're planning on continuing. So we'll see what happens. And according to them, they are trying to get everybody paid off, and they're partnering with a few different people, and some people are moving aside, and it's going to be a different dynamic moving forward.
Yeah, I heard that somebody, because I heard there was like three main guys for Knuckles Up, and then once one of the guys left, it kind of started going downhill. I don't know how true it is. That's just what I've heard. I wasn't part of Knuckles Up after Knuckles Up 3. So.
Yeah. Well, they did have a partner in the beginning, and then, he did step aside, but it was really early on.
Yeah, and actually, I don't even know that I'd call that Knuckles Up yet. When they first started High Five, they had two people running it, and they had it's been described to us as a difference of what direction they wanted to go in. And so one of them left, and then, basically Will came in. But I think since they've been doing, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, I know you love to do that, since they had Knuckles Up 1, I think, Jason was gone before that, right?
No, I think he was involved in the first one.
Oh, he was in the first one?
Yeah, and then after that one, it's everything changed.
Because the people that were involved in the first couple Knuckles Up said they were paid immediately, no hassle. Everything was already paid for. And I get to the hotel and I go to sign in. They're like, yeah, it'll be $500. I'm like, I thought my hotel was paid for.
Yeah.
What if I just didn't have a $500 laying around to spend in a hotel?
Yeah, I didn't get to number 1. I've been to all the others, but I didn't get to the first one.
I've been to all of them, but like I said, I don't know when they're planning a next one, but I would imagine they'd be smart not to plan one until everyone's paid off.
You're what about an hour and a half out of Atlanta, Cody?
Depends on what part of Atlanta. If there's no traffic, we can probably get to the upper edges of Atlanta in about an hour. But most parts of Atlanta, mid-Atlanta, about an hour and a half.
I'm not suggesting you were, strictly speaking, rural area, but I know sometimes we get these pullers that come in from rural areas and into North Jersey. They kind of freak out. It's like, holy shit, what are all these highways doing here? But,
Big Country said, "Happy birthday, Shell."
Yeah, unfortunately, Atlanta is reaching farther or closer and closer to where we are.
Yeah.
Because I believe it's Dawsonville, Georgia. I'm right beside Dawsonville, and I think Dawsonville is one of the fastest growing cities in the country.
Are you south of Atlanta?
North of Atlanta.
North? Okay.
Yeah. I'm about 20 minutes west of Dawsonville, and Dawsonville is the fastest growing city and one of the fastest growing cities in the country. So
it's the same around here, outside of Philly. All these smaller towns are growing at a crazy rate because people want to live within driving range of Philly, but don't necessarily want to live in Philly. So they're just populating everything around it. I'm like, man, I'm going to have to move further out.
It's nice and it sucks because we're 30 minutes from the nearest Walmart.
Yeah.
We don't got nothing around us. We got to drive 30, 40 minutes to get to anything. But then at the same time,
when you go to Walmart, you got to plan what you need.
Yeah.
Well, you should have a Dollar General though. They're every 3 miles.
Oh,
we do have $2 Generals, but they can't get enough people to work there, so they're closed half the time.
And now nothing's $1.
Yeah.
No, that was Dollar Tree. That was $1. The dollar, everything was $1.
Yeah.
Went to $1.25.
Yeah, we have $2 Generals each, like a mile from us, but they're like I said, they don't have enough people to work for them, so they're closed half the time.
That's crazy.
Small town problems.
If those clowns at AW hadn't turned out to be such a bunch of dorks, I really was planning on, going to Houston by way of you folks and Alabama, Georgia, Alabama, and then going back by way of Tennessee and Kentucky, but that didn't work out.
What are the tournaments like down there in Georgia? Are they decent size or people come out?
Georgia arm wrestling is kind of slow, not going to lie. We've got, in my opinion, Georgia has some of the most talented athletes in the country.
Yeah.
But they just don't care about it. Like my buddy Samuel Teeters.
Yeah.
In my opinion, him on a good day could easily be number 2 in North America.
Oh, wow.
At 154.
Damn.
And he just does not train. He'll come to practice once every 3 months, 4 months, and just murder everyone. He's he's like 6 foot, 6'1", walks around about 150, 154, like walks around that way. Real skinny fellow, and I'm telling you, he's on a good day he'd be anywhere from 1 to 3.
Oh, wow. That's annoying when someone has that much talent and they don't care. You know what I mean?
I keep telling Samuel,
damn it,
just train consistently for 6 months. Just come to practice consistently, train consistently. You'd be an animal.
Well, it was like 5 years ago. Remember when Hot Rod moved down? He moved to Savannah, and he said, the practices down there is they got together once every 3 weeks, and they sat around drinking more than they were practicing. But
the Huster. Happy birthday, LPF. Samuel Teeters is goated.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Hunter, he's pulled Samuel. He knows.
Thanks, Hunter.
Samuel dogged the heck out of him on the practice table. No offense, Hunter. But
I love seeing guys like that are just genetically gifted right out of the gate.
And he's got a twin brother. He's got a twin brother that's just as strong as him.
Oh my God, dude!
But
then when they don't do anything with it, it's like, come on, guys!
Nobody knows who the hell Kevin Kaler is, because he has, except for one trip to Rochester, he's never pulled outside of Greater Philadelphia. And the Brits come in and he basically crushes all of them. And I'd really like to see him with John Thiernan.
Yeah, I've got to pull a lot of freaks because I don't know if you've seen my videos where beat Goku $100 whatever, where I just go to I've pulled a lot of guys, and I've pulled 154, 176 guys that would be nationally ranked, never being on a table before.
Damn.
I really think Georgia has some of the most naturally talented guys out there, but they just don't care. I've tried to get so many of these guys on the table, and I've beaten around 15 of the top 20 guys in North America at 154. So I know what a national level puller at 154 feels like. And I've pulled guys off the street strong enough to be on the rankings they say.
Off the road. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Crazy. Something in the water down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how do we change that? How do we get these guys into it? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or is it a thing where they're just, they just don't like arm wrestling?
I think there needs to be easier access to it because, there needs to be something where, you're arm wrestlers near me. And then you look on Google and there's, a list of where you can train. Because, right now, you've got to be in Facebook groups and then you got to ask in your Facebook groups and you got to hope somebody answers you. It's a pain in the ass to actually find an arm wrestling group.
Well, there was something. What was it?
There was arm fighter.
There was an app with that. But you had you had to put
arm bets kind of.
Yeah, arm bets like that, but it's
fell off. Yeah,
it's a whole process in yourself. You have to be really wanting to arm wrestle, and you have to know the arm bet's a thing.
Yeah,
to even be able to use it.
Yeah.
So I think if you look up gyms near me, you're going to find a bunch of gyms near you or where to work out. I think we need that, but for arm wrestling.
It's a good idea. Maybe we need to make a website that's arm wrestling teams near me or arm wrestling near me, but then just list all the local teams.
Well, and there's so many of them. I mean, we tried to do that in the Northeast, and oh my God, you can't keep track of them.
Yeah, there's a lot up here. Arm Fighters has a pretty good list, but if you don't update it, sometimes you go to look at a team and it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Someone has to kind of keep up checking whether they still exist. And
I mean, realistically, each state probably needs their own list, like Georgia arm wrestling, Tennessee arm wrestling, whatever.
Right.
Because like I know when I first got into the sport, like I tried to look it up on Google, I couldn't find anything, and like as a younger fellow, everyone's like, "Ew, Facebook, old people," like that's younger people. Everyone thinks Facebook's for old people. I like Facebook, but everyone else thinks like Facebook's for old people. And I didn't know there was actually Facebook groups for arm wrestling. So like I had a really tough time. The only reason I even found out about arm wrestling is like because my stepdad had a tournament where he worked at that Joe Rogers put on.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out about it. And then I started talking to, or my stepdad talked to Joe for me, started going to his practices and kept with it from there.
Nice. It's definitely a fun community.
Yeah, I used to tell my students that you got off of Facebook as soon as your mother got on. Which is true.
Arm Bets looks like a fucking dating app for arm wrestlers. Just keep swiping right.
Where I am, there's like no one on that app. There's like a single person within 30 or 40 minutes of me because I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Just Eric Harlan.
Yeah. And he's like 3 or 4 hours from me.
Oh my God. Yeah, up here there's a lot of them, but they're not active. Like a ton of people signed up and they just never got into it or whatever, but they're still on there. And it's like, I used to message people on there and just do like a blanket statement that I'd copy and paste to everyone. Like, hey, there's a practice here in the area and it says you're 13 miles from it. Feel free to stop by and nobody ever responded.
And then for real change artists, you got Cody with his, I used to weigh 115 pounds and run, and that was it. A little bit bigger now.
Different days.
Perfect cross-country build.
Those are the good old days. Back when I ran until my toes bled and toenails fell off.
Jesus.
Well, and I'm Exhibit A when people say, "Oh, I'm too old to get into this." I mean, it's kind of funny because some people, they occasionally I'll get somebody that tries to insult me by talking about how old I am. That's like bullshit. I revel in it, But I don't know if and I probably this has been a number of years. I probably shouldn't call him out, but Phoenix Bruglio, he's out of Michigan. And he was, in his teens at the time. And, basically he was one of these people that back in the day, and he's much better now. He'd put up these videos where, he'd basically be calling people out on the street that had never arm wrestled. And I commented once, I said, do you actually pull anybody that's as strong as you or knows what the hell they're doing? And he and his friends started hopping all over me about, oh, you're just an old guy and blah, 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 blah. Like they were trying to make me feel sad because I was old. And I just had to laugh. Because, I think it's funny.
Is the Northeast message board still active?
No, it was pretty. To my knowledge, it was dead in 2016 when I started trying to look for things. No,
I mean a lot of guys go on, different like chat apps, stuff like that.
Well, I'm trying to remember. There was something.
Reddit's really
there was an app
where
you could pull up, and I don't remember the name of it, but there was an app where you could pull up, and it showed who was close to you, but they had to register themselves. But if somebody put their name down and where they were from, because you could put down your name, whether you had a table, what your weight was, and did you do right arm, left arm, or both. But I can't remember the name of the damn thing, and I haven't seen it in ages. But I probably failed because a lot of you had to voluntarily, find it and put yourself down. But
Craigslist is for the brave ones. Dude, you don't know what you're walking into.
No, that Northeast message board. because really I started losing weight in 2014, and I started looking for arm wrestling in 2015, and I didn't get into it until 2017 because I didn't find anybody. You couldn't find a damn thing. And because that Northeast message war even then was basically useless.
That's why we need Google ads.
Yep. Maybe that's something we'll work on. Maybe we can get that going. Because, I mean, we get people reach out to 98 like probably 20, 30 times a week asking where there's a local practice.
Holy
and we
crap.
we try to find like where, what the local practice is or put them in touch with the right people in that state. But, if everyone started doing that more,
and since I've been in almost every practice,
I think there's a lot of people out there that would arm wrestle, but arm wrestling's just not in front of them. You know what I mean? It's not being seen by the general public.
And it's kind of like a niche sport. Like it's very, like you don't want to be the first one who just hops into it. So
right.
I think that's another big reason people don't hop into it. Like with football, everyone's like, oh, everyone knows football, so they don't care to hop into it. But everyone's like, arm wrestling?
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to get it into with, I've been going back and forth for the last year with them, but the Boy Scouts, like if we could get arm wrestling in with them, then kids would be exposed to it at an early age.
Yeah.
And, maybe they might not do it for a little while, but maybe later in life it will click like, oh, I loved arm wrestling and I'll check it out.
Yes, because we say, not everybody plays football in high school, but just about, all sorts of people got on the cafeteria table. And,
Yeah.
I thought about getting in touch with my old high school because I was pretty known for track and cross country there, and seeing if I couldn't schedule or get some type of like arm wrestling event going and get some refs there and stuff. Because if we could get like a statewide thing for arm wrestling and then statewide becomes national, that would really help the sport a lot.
Yeah, I know Josh Vinicore in Philly, when he started arm wrestling when he was 14. So he got a practice going at his school. And they had like a gym teacher oversaw it after, so they made it like an extracurricular activity after school. But then when he grew up and graduated, nobody was there to continue it. So like, you know what I mean? So even though people were going to it while he was there, once he graduated, it was like he didn't have time. He was going off to college, so he didn't have time to continue it, and no one else did. So that's the problem is we need. And I think in our community, we would have enough volunteers that would volunteer to do it. Like if someone was like, hey, this school's willing to do it. We just need some people to rotate a schedule to be there. I mean, I'd do it. I'm sure a lot of guys would do it too, just to grow the sport inside of a school. But a lot of schools, it's a liability issue that they're worried about.
It takes one arm break and it scares them all away, but they don't stop to think how many people got their bell rung in football.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say is like every single sport has their injuries. I mean, track and cross country, you got hamstring tears, you got ankle breaks, you got kids passing out. Like football, you got all types of broken bones. Same thing with basketball. I mean, it's just like every sport's going to have its injuries. So I don't understand what's the difference between an arm injury versus a whatever else injury.
Did you see that movie Pre?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah. I occasionally play that a couple of his clips during workouts.
Nice. It isn't a really inspiring movie.
Man. Yeah. That's why I liked running so much is because in my opinion it's the hardest sport out there. Like nothing else pushes you mentally as hard as running does. And that's why I liked it so much is because I was like it was just always trying to see how far I could push myself mentally.
Yeah. Dude, I think
that's why Ryan and I avoid it like the plague.
Well, if there's shots fired, dude, I can get a good 20 feet to get behind something. I can sprint if I need to.
That's why I think I was able to transition so well to like the work ethic in arm wrestling is because like, I mean, no matter how hard I work out for arm wrestling, it's not going to be the same as what I put myself through every day running.
Yeah.
Like you just can't work out enough for it to be the same tax on your body.
No. That pretty much taxes your entire body.
Yeah.
And your mind,
Yeah.
For arm wrestling, it's debatable.
Yeah.
Taxes your arm. for the most part.
Yeah, there's never like that full body, like, man, I could just rock out in front of traffic. No regrets. Like, it's just like, oh, my arm hurts, maybe my chest hurts, my rotator. Like, it's stationed in this area. It's not like everything.
Right.
Not only that, but with arm wrestling, like if worst case scenario, you take a week off. You don't usually lose too much. With running, you take a week off. You just gained a minute on your times. Like you just lost a month and a half of training.
Jesus. Yeah, that's crazy.
So that
do you think that ethic and feeling that pain and stuff helps with your arm wrestling training?
Definitely, because it's like, I've been through worse.
Yeah. Right.
Especially like in my workouts, because I really don't think that many people are willing to like push themselves to the point of like passing out, puking,
Yeah.
And for me, it's just like, that's what I did every day. So it's
right. Yeah. That's cool. Cool that it translated over to that in that way,
Yeah.
Yeah, Berger says it's arm wrestling, not body wrestling. Well, yeah, I've seen some wrestlers puke. What they put themselves through at times.
So you think you'll get another East versus West opportunity?
I think it'll probably be a while.
Yeah.
I think it'll probably be a while, if I had to guess. I think, in my opinion, Joseph's probably going to get a match where he pulls a low-hander or somebody that's a really good top roller. And I think he's going to get killed if he pulls a low-hander or somebody that's the top roller specific. If he pulls a hook guy, he might do pretty good. But if he pulls a low-hander, he's going to be in deep trouble. And then I think if he gets beat, it's going to be a while before Ingen invites another lightweight back to East versus West, in my opinion. Which
sucks because it, took a while to get a lightweight over there in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is crazy because most of the lightweight matches are the battles. They're like
they give all the heavyweights the shots. I mean, they'll give like top 10 guys and heavyweights shots, but me and Joseph 1 and 3 are now 1 and 2, and we finally just got our shots at East versus West.
Yeah. Or maybe King of the Table. Maybe something will open up over there.
Potentially for there. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. It's interesting to see how things are going to go. And I like the direction that it's starting to go with Baxter involved and Bob Brown and stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd like a 3 or 4 month break. I've just been beating myself up so bad lately. I'm like, man, I need something I need to relax for a little bit. Like my body can't handle. Yeah. I've been working out so hard for so long. I'm kind of like on a little chill process now. This is the second time I've ever taken more than 2 days off since I started arm wrestling.
Damn.
So I've been enjoying a little bit, riding dirt bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to recover the injuries.
Yeah. I mean, when you're at that level now where you're doing East versus West type stuff, like, when you get offered a match, that's when you really got to crank in the training,
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But yeah. Thought it was a good idea to get some of those younger guys on that are kind of up and coming and everyone's kind of talking about. And then, I've wanted to have you on for a while. We just have never made it happen. But I'm glad you were able to come on and hang out for a bit.
Heck yeah.
I know it gets a little crazy on here, but
everyone's chill.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was cool having you guys on because you guys actually just started asking each other questions, and I'm like, no, I don't have to do shit. They're interviewing each other.
Yeah, luckily most of us met at Arnold's.
Yeah.
We got to talk a good amount at Arnold's, so.
Yeah, that's
meet Bryce for the first time. Beau, Logan. Might be missing somebody, but I know I met those 3 at the Arnold's.
See, I wonder how Arnold's is going to go because I know a lot of promoters now don't want to be an Arnold's qualifier. So I wonder if this stuff's going to affect next year.
Why don't they want to be an Arnold qualifier?
Because of all the turmoil We went out with Knuckles Up.
Oh.
Like, even though
I didn't know if they were going to put it. I didn't know if they're going to put another promoter in charge of the Arnolds.
No, I mean, according to them, they liked them, and that went well, and everybody there got paid, and it went pretty smooth, except for the shirts and a couple things. But they were happy with it, so they're planning on doing it again. But I don't know if they're going to have as many people signing up to qualify as they did last year. So
are you sure everyone got paid? I don't think everybody got paid that day. I think everyone got paid eventually.
Oh, I don't know if they. Well, no, they said everybody got paid that day. They made an announcement, but some people didn't hear the announcement to go back to get the money. Because I think a couple
people only got like a portion of their money, and then they had to be sent the rest of it.
For Arnold's?
I believe so. I'll have to ask Learin and a couple of other chicks, but I believe one of them got shorted and had to.
Oh boy!
I don't want to be spewing false information, so I'll go talk to the lady to confirm. But I believe one of them got shorted and had to be sent the money.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. So I know some promoters that said to me anyway that they're not going to be in a qualifier this year. So I don't know. That might affect how Arnold's goes next year. I don't know. We will see, I guess.
I'd like to compete there, but with the if the booth was like it was this year, with it being so tight and then not being like a really competition environment, and then not only that, but it was like one of those days, it was probably 45, 50 degrees in the venue. Like it was damn near cold enough to see your breath.
Dude, it was tight too at their qualifier at Knuckles Up.
Really?
Yeah, you were there. Where it was up in that mezzanine on the second floor and like.
Oh, yeah.
Like the refs were being bumped into and shit. Yeah, I'm like, this is not good.
They sure just had it on the stage. Like I know they were setting everything up.
That's what I thought too, man. Or even just downstairs in that fucking lobby area. It was bigger down there than it was fucking upstairs in that.
Or let everyone oversee the tournament from upstairs and then the competitors go downstairs or something.
Yeah. Any of you guys going to Val War May 17th? Devin's going to be there.
Unfortunately, no. I have something else. So I can like.
If Ray is reffing there, I might go because we might go down there to visit.
Nope, I got to the last one, but I won't get to that one.
Devin stole my Engen mask. I want it back.
Oh, well, guys,
maybe,
I believe
maybe we got to throw something in Georgia, man.
I'm definitely down. I mean, we need bigger tournaments. Right now, Sean's tournament, I believe, is the biggest tournament in Georgia.
Yeah.
How
big is that one?
Not very big. Like, we never have more than, like, I venture to say under 100 entries is about where we are.
Yeah.
Like, they're usually pretty small.
Yeah. That's a shame. We got to build up. We got to think of ways for the states that are slower to build up the following in those states.
I think one reason is because Georgia's such a long state. Like we've got North Georgia arm wrestling and then South Georgia arm wrestling, and most of our guys, I've never met the South Georgia guys. Gotcha. Like I reffed a tournament a couple weeks ago in South Georgia, and I had never met most of the arm wrestlers that are down there. And I was like, these guys are all part of Georgia, and I've never even seen these guys before. Like Kirby Pauk, he's an elite guy, like a national level guy, and I just met him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's ever been to like a North Georgia practice or Upper Georgia practice. I've never even got to grip up with Jerome. And then you got guys like Greg Hilton. Greg Hilton's legit, but he hasn't been active for a while, but I know he's a South Georgia guy. We've got a couple guys that are right there on that national rankings, like Will Shaley. I believe he's right there on the national rankings. He's a South Georgia guy. Very rarely comes up north.
A lot of the big states have the same issue. And then like where we live, it's like oversaturated with arm wrestlers. Like there's so many teams, and like within an hour drive or 2 hours, they're everywhere. So we're lucky in that aspect. And I kind of feel bad for the bigger states because you guys don't have that interaction with that many people.
But we've been asked in the chat whether you ever pulled Roman Gromov.
Yeah, a couple times. The last time we pulled it was a very nice war left and right-handed, which I ended up victorious on.
Nice.
I beat him twice right-handed. I beat him once left-handed, but I still won the event overall because I beat him left. He popped his elbow mid-match with me, and then he ended up getting third, unfortunately, because of his elbow injury.
Nice. I love seeing those wars, though.
Yeah, it was. I think we had like a 1.5-minute long match or something. It was like a 50-second match, a reset, another 40 seconds.
That's crazy.
That was a rough one.
That's crazy. Well, dude, we're definitely following your arm wrestling journey from up here, even though, like you made the comment earlier that you don't think that many people follow you or see you. Like, dude, everybody knows you. Trust me. Like, you're definitely well known in the country as an arm wrestler, and I think more people saw that post than you think, because I saw people sharing it all over the place.
Oh dang!
Or copy and pasting it and putting it all over. Like I saw that thing I'm in a lot of groups and I saw it everywhere. So
then you bastards need to like my stuff. Everyone's seeing my stuff. Nobody's liking it.
Oh, I know it's the worst. People read it, but nobody ever like hits that thumbs up or like, come on, guys, support. Arm wrestlers are the worst at supporting the sport. You know what I mean?
Can't complain about it not growing and then not support it.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Or like, you know, as a promoter, it's like they want you to have the best events and biggest and the best medals and this and that, but then they won't buy a T-shirt from you, or you know, you know what I mean? Or they won't go to your event and like support the venue and, you know, buy food there or alcohol or drinks or whatever. And here we are trying to get these venues as cheap as possible so that we can put more of the money into medals and stuff like that. And then the venue's like, no, none of your guys came here and didn't even buy food. They snuck food in, and it's like,
I've seen so many venues that don't offer it back because of that very reason.
Right. Yeah, they're like, dude, your guys trashed our bathroom. They snuck coolers in. They snuck food in. They didn't respect the place. And I'm like, well, yeah, how do you negotiate that, you know?
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get people. I don't know. We've been pretty fortunate up here. Most people respect our stuff. When we were kind of newer, it was kind of hard, but now that we're bigger, it's, you know, more people are starting to support what we're doing, and we'll see. But thanks again for coming on, and I really, really appreciate it. A lot longer than I thought you'd be on. But
yeah, I'm probably about to head to bed. So
yeah, thanks, man, and we'll talk soon. And if something comes up with Arm Gods, definitely throw you an opportunity.
Sounds good. It'll probably be a couple months before I compete again, at least until this thing heals. But I mean, keep me updated on the opportunities, and I'll let you know if I can compete.
You got it, buddy.
Okay.
Have a nice one, y'all.
Thanks. You too.
How do I get out of here?
I'll boot you so you don't have to. There we go. FTG. Yep. Cody Wood in the house. That was fun having all these guys on, because literally the show handled itself. They're like, they started asking each other questions, and like, oh man, me and Dave don't even need to be here.
Yeah, I was following it when I was driving.
Yeah.
I decided not to try to fight with the phone to get on visually, because I knew you had Ray.
It's hard with cars. Like, there's always some weird background sound, you know?
Yeah, one thing I don't think you mentioned that I'm going to bring up here is that at the IFA, at the USAA Nationals last week, and I mentioned this to you, I was very surprised that the Open, which they call senior, the seniors were 162 entries, and that was with women. But the Masters and Juniors, which is up to age 21, Masters 40 and above, was 246.
Oh, wow.
Like 50% more Masters and Juniors than they were what you'd normally call Open. which kind of surprised me. Never seen that before.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, they do have a gazillion classes for that, just like they do with the WAF. Is same thing with a gazillion classes. Yeah, I don't know if, of course, the VAL that we're talking about going to, that's the same day as the USAF Nationals in Myrtle Beach. So I don't know if that's going to affect their turnout.
Sanctuary said, East Coast arm wrestlers are stout. We came from Texas to Winter Blast and we're blown away. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's because there's so much arm wrestling up here. Like, you can hit a practice within a 2-hour radius almost every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Cody when he first came into the sport and using my handle. He is a total beast. Yeah, Ray.
Mm-hmm.
Totally is. Totally. I remember seeing him when he was like, brand new to it and kind of skinny and not as jacked, but still doing a ton of push-ups and pull-ups and such.
Yeah,
but, and he's come a long way.
I was polite enough not to mention the first time he came up north and got beat by Josh Berger, but oh well.
Ooh. Yeah.
But that was the former Cody.
I remember that day.
Yeah, I wasn't at that one, but you were.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that was a good podcast for once.
Yeah, I still have not even started putting entries into the computer for tomorrow, so I probably am not going to stay on that much longer.
Yeah, so probably me either, probably. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to kill a Friday early for once.
Yeah.
But, Ray Cody in the house.
I think
we're planning a 98 event with Ray Cody out there in Arizona coming up in October. So we got a lot of work to do on that too. But the details are hush, so they'll be out soon though.
Yeah, Berger said he would kill him now. I agree with that. Of course, one of my cherished memories was very early on, years and years ago, was holding Josh Berger. I think I was left arm. I was driving him crazy. And there used to be video, but I think he destroyed all the video.
A lot of happy birthdays to you today, Dave.
Yes, I thank you for everybody. Yeah, I was trying to keep up with them today when I was, trying to keep up with them and do taxes and, whatever. And like I said, I've even not even looked at the thing for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, Masters, yeah. Well, it used to be. Well, they have 40, 50, 60, and 70, so they do have all of them. But you're right. 40. There's an awful lot of world champs that are in their 40s. 40 is not exactly.
You imagine you go to Masters and fucking Paul Lynn's in it with you, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, the sit downs when Marcio Barboza showed up and plopped into Masters in 40 plus a couple of years ago. That pissed people off.
All the Masters must have been like, God damn. Well, first place is taken. Whoever the guy is that placed fourth must have been like, son of a bitch. I would have got third.
Hadn't been for Marcio Barboza.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, anyway, that went well. I think we should end it early before someone else hops on because I am exhausted.
Like I say, I have to finish a couple of tax things, and I want to. Nitro's having practice. He did move it up from Easter to Palm Sunday. So if anybody in the Northeast, practice at the. What's the name of the place? That's Sliders Bar in West Piston, 3:00 Sunday afternoon. That'll be my second practice of the day. So if you want to show up and see how somebody acts at their second practice of the day, you'll feel free.
Yeah. And hopefully we see a lot of you down at Antietam.
Yep.
In Maryland.
On the 3rd.
And, what else do we got? We got something in August. We got possibly something in October. The one in August is going to be cool because we're collabing with Mikey Oliva from Florida. So we're going to do some cool stuff there. But then Arizona, teaming up with Ray, doing some cool stuff there. That should be a pretty neat event. So we're going to have a lot of cool stuff going on. 98. And we are on the board of a new organization called AUA, American Unified Arm Wrestling, that's starting to take shape. And we're on the board with Sean Hancock, Billy Ortegas, Bill Collins, and Mikey Oliva. And we're planning on doing some big things in the United States and trying to get everybody kind of unified under one umbrella. And we're going to have some, at least one big tournament a year, maybe others. And we're really going to try to get some stuff organized. So stay tuned for that. And then, of course, we're merging with Arm Gods. That's going to be huge. We're going to start doing some super matches here in the States for their Ultimate Arm Wrestler. And that's coming up really soon. Sean Latimer's actually letting us use his gym to film a lot of content soon, some training videos, some super matches, and a lot of stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff, man. But yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan, we are now at better than 2 hours, 45 minutes. So why don't we pull the plug and get off before you get people going up?
Let's just say fuck that guy to ourselves.
Yep. Fuck that guy.
But thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Yep.
Hit that like button. Thank you. Later.